Welcome to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast.
If you like a lot of buttocks on your newsfeed, go follow Pachiti. Hello and welcome to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast, starring Maffew Greg and his dogs, Jack and his hat, and Ross and his kitchen.
Me teeny tiny kitchen. Oh. How we doing today?
We're doing great. The world wants to know though, Ross, why are you in your kitchen?
Well, I had my vaccine precisely, 24 hours and 17 minutes ago. So I was just playing it safe in case I felt a bit rough when I woke up this morning, but I feel completely fine. People worried about the vaccine, do not be worried. You walk in there, a weird man offers you a custard cream at 5 to 9 in the morning. I'm like, what you on about, you weirdo? He's like, are you sure you don't want one? It'll help you out. I'm like, I'm fine, I don't want a custard cream. You go and have a few questions. It's all very, very easy and, laid back and whatnot. And you sit down in the chair, the woman goes to me, oh, what you got planned for the day? I was like, oh, I'm going to work, and I felt it go in. But it literally feels like just someone's gone, boop, like nipped you. Just a very tiny nip on the arm. And then you just have to sit and wait for 15 minutes, and you're gone. I had a dead arm. About 6 hours in it started, like just a severe dead arm. Took me back to school, so it did. Wasn't too bad, though. Had a nap, got up, but then weird things happened to me, I tell you. I had 2 poos, right? In the space of about 2.5 hours, right? So rapid fire poos. And when I was on the toilet, it felt like, this is getting graphic for this time in the morning. When I was on the toilet, it felt like someone had like an aircon blasted on the back of my neck, like nice and cold. But the rest of my body broke out into sweats. But the second I got off the toilet, it stopped. So whatever that means, it happened on both occasions. The sweats and the cold feel on the back of the neck. But that's as weird as it got. So if you're worried about it, do not be worried. It's fine. Because you had yours on Tuesday, didn't you, Maffew?
I certainly did. I got a dead arm. I got near custard cream. Shocking events, that. But yeah, I was expecting, like, all right, here we go, because some people have had it and they felt rotten. I'm like, all right. I had one day where I couldn't be bothered to do anything, but that's relatively normal for me, to be honest with you. So I feel I'm all right today. I'm still a bit stiff, but it's all right. And it's, as you said, it's just one little prick, or as we call that, the little Andrew. And it was all right and over and done with. So, yeah, one step closer. Thank you for the Pfeiffer vaccine. Loved her as Catwoman, Batman Returns. So yeah, Jack, how are you doing?
Yeah, well, I wasn't scared about getting it, but now I am because of Ross's weird happenings that occurred to him. So
it was so strange. It was literally like plunked down on the toilet, and then the weird cold feel on the back of my neck and the sweats for the rest of my body started. Got up, got out the bathroom, and it went away. Just that's as bad as it got for me, though.
That's weird,
there wasn't a guy in the behind you offering you custard cream again, was it?
Imagine if that was real for nights out proper. None of this, no splash, no, and rhymes of that ilk. Here's a custard cream. Follow your dreams.
Ah, that's nice. Did you go to I've got mine on Wednesday. Did you go to the Centre for Life?
I went to the Newcastle basketball arena, which is just next door. I've just given away where I live to everybody.
Let's go, Eagles. Let's go.
And they're all like, hey, it's you. You had that one-on-one with Tom.
Aye. It was fun times, that.
Yeah.
Good to get out your comfort zone once in a while. When me and Tom just schooled everyone on the art of basketball,
Oh, awesome. I was devastated to have missed. I'm so sad. Oh, never mind. Matthew, I've been waiting for about 5 years for a video where I can play basketball in it, and I missed it.
It's a dangerous sport. Me and Tom got away lucky that day, because I'm a fan of Tom Segura and Two Bears, One Cave, and if people watch that, they know what I'm talking about. 10 milligram Tom tries to go, he won the contest, and then they made him do like another dunk to prove he's got a bigger willy than Bert or whatnot, because I think it was 9 feet the rim must have been. I don't know what that means in terms of basketball.
The normal rim is 10, so it was almost regulation height. Yeah. So, which is a bit. I can't even touch the rim.
Aye, and he's in his mid to late 40s as well. So
yeah.
He pushes off, Matthew. I don't know if you've seen this. And as he pushes off, I think it's the tendons down the side of his knee snap, which causes his body to go backwards, and he lands on his arm and snaps his humerus. Basketball's dangerous.
Yeah.
I will say, in all my years, I've never seen that happen to anybody. But then we were all indestructible teenagers playing. You know when you're a teenager and things just don't happen to you? Yeah. Like, you can just shake things off. Yeah, outrageous.
And then obviously me and Tom are, just the embodiment of physical prowess and just great men.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ross and Tom better than Tom Segura and Bruce Kreischer. Or Excalibur called him. Bert Kreischer and Bruce Kreischer.
Oh, he was on AEW.
No, he got name dropped because of the whole Go Big Show.
I thought he was in the crowd, wasn't he? No, was he just promoting Go Big Show? Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah, Jericho and Excalibur both helping each other. Bruce Kreischer. So yeah, that is the little intro. Let's have a look at the news. We'll get the negative stuff out of the way. Former Impact Wrestling color commentator Dom West revealed that he is seeking treatment for brain lymphoma. West addressed his medical situation in a post on the 560 KPQ radio website. Many of you have wondered where I've been and why the show is on hiatus, West wrote. So I want to share this news directly with you. I've been treated with brain lymphoma and will begin immediate treatment. He seems in good spirits. I mean, it's Dom West. I don't see how he couldn't be. An unhappy Dom West, I don't think can exist. But yeah, from everyone here at Cultaholic, we hope you're doing all right and you recover fine, pal.
Yeah, it's very sad. I think it might have been Tom saying on the news that he can't think of a commentator better suited to kind of maintaining a positive vibe throughout the pandemic era than Dom West would have been. Like, just the way he's just relentlessly energetic on he's just an excellent colour commentator. And hope he does really well. Hope he recovers very fast.
Hope he was keeping it up in the hospital bed, just with the nurses. And just imagine in the hospital bed, just like shouting at them endlessly, would be fantastic. I had no, because I read earlier this week, he had no sort of, he wasn't involved in the wrestling whatsoever before he went to Impact, and then picked up a very hard skill very quickly indeed, which is doubly impressive.
Take that, Adnan. No offense to Adnan, I shouldn't have.
But yeah, he did do an interview with they call it the Teenage Spin Cycle. It's a little thing they used to do was like behind the scenes and stuff. And Don West was like, "Oh yeah, cool! I can't wait to watch my my debut on Impact Wrestling. Let me watch it. Yeah, I remember being so great." And he's listening to it. And he's just like, "Oh, I'm all enthusiasm and no idea." So he's like, "Oh, what a great punch!" You know? Something here about Samoa Joe returning. According to Mike Johnson, a PW Insider, it's also reported that Samoa Joe has re-signed with WWE, and the former United States champion will be working exclusively for NXT. Apparently, Triple H was said to be unhappy, which is a recurrent thing if you watched last week's episode, with the decision, and wanted to bring him back to the black and gold brand. As a result, the game snatched Joe back as soon as possible. I don't know. I don't think there's much to that story. We'll see later on if anything comes up, but I don't think Samoa Joe's could be returning.
Yeah.
Just rumour in the end, isn't it?
Rumour and innuendo. Those pesky dirt sheets and the sheets in the dirt. The human video game highlight known as ACH took to Instagram this week to make the announcement that he is retiring from wrestling. He said, "No need for the dramatic or emotional wordplay. As of today, I will officially step away from professional wrestling. Thank you all for the support and love." I think some people point out he did this before, but I think it was just more just getting away from WWE. Now he's been in the indie scene for a while, and now he's retiring. So you'll go, how can you retire twice? It's wrestling. So if this is the end, thank you very much, ACH.
Yeah. He was another one of those incredible indie talents who went to NXT, and perhaps the worst culprit of them doing the wrong thing with him, because it led to that huge, massive debate about what was acceptable, what was racist. It was a very controversial time, but I mean, yeah, he deserved a lot better, ACH.
I'm looking for anything happy to end this bit, but all I've got is, the news, they do like the serious stuff and then they try and end it on something daft or something.
Come on, England!
Yeah,
come on!
England. Yeah, they'll keep people happy. Anand Pachidi. Should we talk about that?
No, England are playing Scotland later today, Maffew.
Oh, there we go. Oh, good.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm terrified if they start Billy Gilmore, I tell thee.
Yeah, he's a talented boy. I sound like a Scotsman, man. Yeah, he's a talented boy.
Hey, William Wallace. We'll get on to Raw a bit later. That's got a bit too far, isn't it?
That was weird. But yeah, no, Adam Pachidi is one of those people who I've realised will have far more of a legacy and an impact on the world than I ever will. And it's just quite a harrowing, like a sobering thing to come up against somebody who's just more, and it's just very irritating. But fair play to him. It was very funny at the same time.
Selfishly, I don't think we should be encouraging this kind of behaviour because, as we all know, Adam's hero is Andy Kaufman.
Yes.
So the more he does this behaviour and the more people go, "Oh, Adam, you're so fantastic," the bigger the chances are the Cultaholic comes to an end. So the next time he does it, dear viewer, tell him it's rubbish, he's wasting his time, and he needs to just work harder with Cultaholic. Yeah,
Stick
work
to
harder.
wrestling. Stick to wrestling.
Yeah, stick to wrestling, not to politics.
No.
Yeah, that'll work. Hey, here comes Adam Pacitti. If you believe, they put the man on a... Wait, where's that music coming from, Adam? Oh, it just plays wherever I walk around.
Do you know what? I watched that. I've never seen the Jim Carrey film, but I've seen the Netflix documentary about the Jim Carrey film. Yeah. Why did he think that wrestling was real? Jim Carrey's a big mark, is what I've learned. Because Jerry Lawler turns up. Jim Carrey's like, "Oh, I hate you. You're horrible," because Jim Carrey's all deeply method acting. Lawler gets interviewed and he's like, "Me and Andy Kaufman were mates. What's he on about?"
Yeah, it's such... Again, that. By the way, I recommend everyone watch that documentary on Netflix. You don't have to watch Man on the Moon, but watch that documentary. Made by the same guy who did the Fyter Fest. No, Fyter Fest is AEW.
Fyre Fest.
I forgot the name of it.
What, the
Fyre
guy who
Fest.
went to get the water?
He went to get the water, but didn't have any money. And we've all seen how that film starts. So, yeah, so Jim Carrey is pretending to be Andy Kaufman to do a film about Jim Carrey playing Andy Kaufman. And to get into that role, he hates Jerry Lawler for real, even though in real life it was all fake and worked. Your mind will do flips watching that.
Fantastic when they actually get physical. That little scene in the film where they actually get a little bit of fisticuffs and whatnot. Because Jim Carrey's throwing stuff at Jerry Lawler and just being horrible, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah.
He is. He was getting ready for his role as Robotnik in Sonic the Hedgehog.
Jim Carrey, I worry about Jim Carrey sometimes. He's gone very introspective and stuff and beardy, hasn't he, later on in his life?
He's like Dexter Loomis, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
He does the pit. I've just said that because I swear I've seen him do cartoonish paintings in the not too distant past. I might be wrong there. I've seen a few videos where he's speaking about like self-worth and all that stuff and like, stuff about your soul and whatnot, which is easy to say when you are Jim Carrey and have 30 years of making millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. But fair play to him for growing a fantastic beard.
Yeah.
We had to, sorry, just a quick little update on Cultaholic FC. We had a young winger called Emmanuel Aldridge, invented by the game. He's not a real player. He's like a young regen in the game. And we've just had to sell him. And he was a favourite of the Twitch chat because he looked so much like Dexter Loomis in his little profile picture. He was blonde with a moustache. And we've had to sell him to Stoke because he thought he was too good for us. He did. Sad times. Sorry.
Thank you, Jack. That was the perfect time to insert that thing. We were just talking about Stoke, so I can see why you want to shove that in.
No, we're talking about Dexter Loomis.
Could Jim Carrey do it on a cold Tuesday night in Stoke? That's the question.
I'll tell you, I would love it if Jim Carrey scored against Stoke tonight. I would love it. What? All right, so that was the Cultaholic intro and the news section. Getting you ready for the rest of the podcast.
Everybody get excited for the Cultaholic Hall of Fame!
That's not what we do we? No, that's later on. Forget my lines. Wow, this vaccine's horrible, Ross. Wednesday. The Hall of Fame. Last week's
Tell you
results.
what is horrible, Maffew.
Oh, go on.
Mixing slightly thicker IPA/ales with honey Jack Daniels. I've never had a hangover like that on Monday morning. It was terrible. We had a meetup, but we should have mentioned this in the news. It was news, wasn't it? That's the first time we've seen each other in the flesh for 15, 16 months. A long bloody time.
Yeah.
It was
reunited, and it feels so
times.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. There was that lovely picture of us where you look like you're strapped. You look like...
Oh, that was so funny.
Oh, man.
The number two comments on there were, why is Maffew standing in a ditch? And two, why is he packing? And one of my friends said, number one answers number two. So, yes, we did beat up. We had our masks on, socially distanced in Holt's Yard. They're getting a plug, even though they haven't paid for it.
Tell you what, what was it called, the place we ended up at? Because they were much better than the place...
Bar.
No, the place before then.
Oh, the
brewery.
What was it
Smiley Face Brewery.
I thought it was like the Circle, the something Circle. You know what? It was
Circle Brewery.
They were good.
Yeah.
They were a good brewery. We'd booked somewhere at a different one, and they went, sorry, we're closing. Sam will have an email. Sam turned up. had no email. It was a mad dash to find another set of tables, and we did. And they were a very accommodating brewery, the Inner Circle Brewery. We've just forgotten the name.
The Inner Circle. Almost as good as the Pinnacle Brewery across the road. Yeah, wherever they're called, they were great. It was amazing seeing all these lovely people in the flesh one more time. I think the occasion was Sam's birthday a while ago.
Yeah, it was like 3 weeks on, but yeah.
But it's just, this is what, sorry kids if you're watching this is what meeting up with your mates is like when you get older. 3 weeks later after your birthday, sounds good to me, mate.
That is true. That is true. I was really worried because Sam had decided to have it on a Sunday after the England game, and I just thought, we're not going to be able to. But we actually found places. Everyone must have just gone home after the England game. Well, it was a Sunday, I suppose. But yeah, it was nice.
It was,
It was
yeah,
nice.
because it gives you the option of ordering whatever, and the guy comes, brings you a table, and you're like, thank you, waiter, thank you. You know. And so I think that's why Ross was tempted by mixing all the IPAs with the JDs.
When they're there written down in front of you, it's like you're a switcher. It's like takes you back to the Woolworths days, and you've got the full pick and mix right in front of you. It's just like one tap, and it's something new coming your way. But also for a lot of money. We went to expensive places.
Yeah. Got to meet a couple of the new lads as well. Meet a couple of the new editors.
We did.
Yeah.
They rocked up when we initially met, and I had no idea who they were. Just it was very awkward at the start because I was just sort of sat there waiting for Sam and Owen to arrive, and they walked around the corner, and we locked eyes, and I just thought they must have been students because they're relatively young looking chaps. So I didn't really say anything, and then they walked around the corner and waited around the corner away from me.
Oh.
So that was very awkward.
But when we were sat down, and Pacitti turned up a little bit late, so he sat down and just assumed they were two of Sam's mates from home. So we were just chatting for like 10 minutes, and then I asked them where they were from or something. And then Pacitti was like, "I'm so sorry, I've just realised you're employees." So good. Yeah.
Did you say that? Oh my God.
They didn't mind, it was all fine, but then later on, like, I think me and Adam had gone to the toilet at the same time or something, and all the way he was just like, "I can't believe I've done that. I'm so embarrassed."
I hate it when people say I'm Tory. Oh, hello, employees.
No, he didn't say like, no. He didn't say like, "You are my employee." It wasn't like that.
I own you.
No.
Please sit on another table away from me.
I'm sorry if I made it sound like that. He's going to hate that I've implied that it sounded like that. He was very friendly towards the new lads, I should say. Mm-hmm. No, he was.
Only after they said that they'd come round and fix his flooring for him.
No, one of them was one of them was too comfortable straight away, in my opinion, actually, lads. Because
You know what you do there? You just call them by the wrong name.
Oh.
Do a Ron Swanson. Just call them by the wrong name, and then that puts them right back down on the floor. Yeah. They had an incredible story, the two lads, because they went to uni together and then went their separate ways, and now they both work for Cultaholic. How small is the world at times?
Well, one of them had, when he got the job, he realised the position was still open, so he recommended his mate try out, and his mate got it as well. But I said, "Wow, it's weird that you never mentioned this." And he said, and in fairness, he was right. He said, "Bit weird if I just put it in the group chat. By the way, me and Ryan are friends." Just like, you know, everyone would be like, "Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Well done."
But it just shows what a work in a place like this is like when we're not being able to see each other.
Yeah.
Where it's like, "Hello, I'm so-and-so and so-and-so. I'm Laurel, this is Hardy. Yeah, we're new. We have been working here for 8 months. Oh, cool. No idea who you are." So.
This is the thing, because like when someone new joins, because a few new people have joined since the pandemic has started, Adam will put a thing in the chat going, "Welcome, blah, 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 to Cultaholic. We now own his body and soul. Ha, 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 ha." And everyone says hello on Slack, but like there's obviously, because they're brand new on the messaging platform, they don't have a picture next to their name, so that when they go like, "Oh, hello all, I'm here, hello." Yes, like Jim from Friday Night Dinner now. Shalom to you all. When they say that, you're like, "Oh, there's their name," but we don't have a face next to the name, so it is a weird thing when you see them in the flesh for the first time ever.
Yeah, one of them too comfortable straight away.
Which one? Name
Joel. I've
That's
named him
not his name
Shane.
anymore.
Hope he doesn't listen.
John or Jim.
Hope he doesn't listen to this, because my girlfriend was there, and she used to work in a bar called Nancy's Bordello, which sounds, it's just a bar. It sounds way more like dodgy than it actually is. And she mentioned that she used to work there, and he was like, "Oh, it's a really nice bar. Really like it there. I like the quizzes," because they used to do quite fun quizzes. Like, there was big student crowd in there and stuff, and they get quite raucous, the quizzes sometimes, from what I understand. And apparently there was like a chat up line round or whatever where she was like the quiz master, and he had to like, everyone had to use their best chat up line. And he was like, I think I've chatted you up once, and I'm just like, I didn't get any of that context, so I'm just there like,
who man?
You
been
what?
talking to my lady like that, then, or I'll spark you.
You what, like Joel? Think you're a big man coming in here? Like? No, but then it was quickly established that it was in the context of a pub quiz, probably long before I ever met my girlfriend. So, but just watch out, Joel. Yeah, just watch out.
Yeah, I remember him saying that in front of you. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, but it was only confusing for like a millisecond, I will say.
Yeah, but now it's a lot longer because you brought up on the podcast.
But then he elaborated what the chat up line was, and I was like, "What are you doing?"
Do you remember what it was?
Yes, I do remember what it was. It was that one that everyone's heard before. The let's add something, subtract our clothes, divide our legs, and multiply. That you know, the maths one.
Oh
yeah.
Steiner math.
Yeah.
53 to third chance of coming home with me tonight at sacrifice.
She went, what's your best child line? He was like, will you see the thing about me?
I'm Metacrazy.
I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal.
God, what if that worked?
I think also Sam messaged me one day, and I think this was Joel as well. I think he might be my new nemesis.
The Joel podcast.
I know, because Sam messaged me saying, oh yeah, one of the new editors, one of the ones you've not met yet before I'd met Joel, was like, he's used a meme of you, or like a little joke of you in one of these scripts, just checking that it's all right. Yeah, I was like, it is fine, but getting very comfortable very fast there, Joel.
What was the joke?
Oh, it was just like me with a stiffy or something.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
The classic, you know, or me being a 5-year-old like boy. One of the two.
Don't mix the two. That's just
Imagine going
weird.
to uni for several years, and then you sat there one day making pictures of Jack with a stiffy.
Take back everything bad I've said about Joel. I feel really awful now. You do a very good job, Joel.
Yeah. Now we've put the young guys over, which we like to see in wrestling booking. I think we should move on to the Hall of Fame and pat ourselves in the back for a lovely night. Pat.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've just remembered I haven't thought of one.
Well, you have some time.
Okay.
Have a look back.
I mean, there's no
After all
point,
that-
'cause whoever won last week is obviously going to vote for something, and then we might as well just move on. Not to get sassy and bitter about the Hall of Fame this week, because I care about the Hall of Fame. I want to win each and every week I'm on here. But I know for a fact that whoever wins is going to pick that thing, and we're going to encourage that bad behaviour some more. Stop it, man. He's going to leave us, and then that's it. The company's gone forever while he's doing some trolling stuff on his own.
He's like, Robbie Williams didn't even take that. So, after 9 hours later, the result from last week in condescending order: Bo Burnham inside. That's Bo Burnham. Dave Meltzer's sassy response to Triple H's long-winded answer on the NXT media call: 23%. But by a clear margin, grumpy Triple H on the NXT media call. Oh, why do you expect so much of us? Oh, just shut up, go away. 56%.
This was when Tom was on last week, wasn't it? I realised none of these sounded familiar.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Was that yours then, Maffew?
Certainly was.
Oh, well done.
Ross nearly got there with Dave Meltzer's sassy response, because that was also a highlight. But
Did you listen to it, Maffew?
some of it.
Oh, it's fantastic. Triple H's 2-minute answer about how NXT call-ups can be compared to the NFL somehow, and it just doesn't work in the NFL, and it just doesn't work in WWE Raw, SmackDown. Dave Meltzer just goes, thanks. Okay. You've sold me a load of poo there, Paul.
It should have been like Alan Partridge. The NFL. I see. Jurassic Park. Moved on. But this week's Hall of Fame, I'll go first while Jack frantically, there we go, that's what I was looking for, frantically thinks of something. I'm going to go with Don West, commentator extraordinaire, just because of, to be nice, to be honest with you. Don West is one of those people that definitely had all his stats in enthusiasm rather than ability for most of his career. But you know what? I've heard so many stories over the years of people who went to TNA house shows or Impact house shows, and there's Don West doing the brown bag special where you have like 3 random items from the TNA shop, and he was selling it to you. He was selling it like it was the most important, like it was the holy grail, like it was the most important thing in your life. And people would say, You know what? I don't want it. I don't want a James Storm 2011 t-shirt in my wrong size. But I don't want to disappoint this man because he's putting so much effort and love into selling this crappy deal. So, all right. So, for that alone, for the passion he had, and also for his brief run as a heel commentator, where, first of all, he turned on Mike Tenay in a wonderful bit where he called him a word much shows, but I've already said it, haven't we? You're nothing more than a selfish prick, which apparently is based on a real life thing where Tenay didn't go to bat for that, whatever, Russo.
He really, oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, obviously that we all knew about that. I don't know about that. But what it meant was, for Dom West to be a heel, he basically pointed out all the inconsistencies and incorrect stuff happening on TV. So it'd be like, okay, Mike Tenay, Amazing Red has to defeat... Frankie Kazarian here to qualify for the 4-way X title match at Sacrifice. And then Don must be like, well, hang on, Christopher Daniels is in that match as well. He goes, that's right. He goes, he hasn't won a match in weeks. How's he getting in? The Miz and Red has to qualify. This isn't right. And Mike Tenay's like, it's not like when Jim Ross would be over the top in supporting the McMahons and Triple H's, and Jim Ross would be like, hey, that's just wrong. Mike Tenay would be like, wow, look at that Hurricane Rana. So thank you for that, Don West. Your passion, your love, and everything else you brought to the business. And we hope you're all right, pal.
Yeah, absolutely. Good pick.
Give me Don West and Mike Tenay over anything going today. That partnership was fantastic. Oh, big time.
They were up there. Sorry, go on, pal.
Excalibur and Taz for me.
Oh well, but do they get excited? Can they do a what?
Yeah, they're
like
more.
Mike and
they're more like relaxed, aren't they? Yeah.
At the end of an episode.
What's it's become like a gif or a meme of them reacting. Someone's announced that someone's going to get stripped of a belt or is going to have to defend the belt or something, and they both go, yeah, come on. Throwing paper around and stuff. What's that for again?
I think it was like, Sting will get a title shot next week at Impact. I think that was it. Yes! Oh, just the best. The only person who sells more than Dolph Ziggler, Dom West. The shirt off your back, not a problem. Dom West will sell it to you. Go on, Ross, what have you got for us? We know that you're prepared.
I am prepared. I was on my Instagram Reels wasting time earlier this week, and I came across a guy called Daniel Potts Drums. And I can't play the sound because what he does is like the drums for like songs and whatnot, and we'll get hit by the copyrights and all that stuff. But watch this. Watch this.
This better not be Sticky Vicky again.
No, look at him. He's playing the drums.
Oh, he's playing it with his feet.
He's got no arms, so he plays the drums with his feet. It's incredible.
I was about to... Now I feel like a bad person because I was about to be like, all drummers use their feet. But no, if he uses only his feet. Okay, that's...
Yeah, sorry, for audio listeners, he does the bits that you would use arms for with his feet.
That is incredibly...
Arms. Yeah, it's incredible. Yeah, Daniel Potts Drums on Instagram. Go and follow him. It's incredible. He doesn't miss a beat.
That's even more impressive. If you know the Def Leppard drummer who had like one arm.
One arm, yeah.
But he's using both of his legs for all the hand parts. That's incredible, that.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like it. I was blown away.
That's very impressive. Modern problems require modern solutions. Just use your feet to drum. It's amazing. You could do if you put your mind to it. So, yeah, fantastic, pal. What's his name again?
Daniel Potts Drums on Instagram.
Awesome. They call him Cuba Pete. He can play drums with his feet. And when he goes to go, chick, chicky, boom, chick, chicky, boom.
I was going to leave this pick off because I thought you were going to pick Adam. I thought it was a nailed-on certainty that you were going to go for Adam.
I think we've made enough reference to it.
That you are, Maffew.
Oh, I was just
slicky. I wouldn't let no.
Do you my mum
might help Jack though. That was a good sell thing. Like, hey, Ross reaching his hand out for the hot tag. Here you go, Jack.
Just a brief. Sorry, my mum actually. I forgot this. She saw Adam's antics and told me that she'd seen it via text the other day. Oh. She said, "Yeah, my dad's gonna see his dad on Father's Day." So she just updated me, but then she was like, "Where is it?" She also said, "I saw your mate's arse on telly."
Oh God.
And I said, "It's a very poorly run channel, ma'am. I have no sympathy for them, haha." And she put, even the most like mother response ever. Even so, very classy. As the old saying goes, a lion doesn't need the approval of sheep. Oof. She's not approving there of Anna Pachi. She's saying he should be above that.
Oh, I thought you were saying that he was the lion and we were the sheep.
No. She's saying that he's the lion and they are the sheep, and he shouldn't need the approval of. Or maybe she's saying the public are sheep.
Yeah, no, we do need their approval, tell her.
Yeah, desperately so.
They keep us afloat. We love sheep.
Yeah, my rent actually depends on it, yeah. My pick is
2 seconds. Is Ross here? Oh, there he is.
There he is, yeah.
My internet went off. I don't know what my internet's doing. I didn't hear most of what Jack said there.
That's
my
all right.
connection is unstable.
Just my mum saying that
fantastic.
Pacitti should be above such antics.
I agree. For the future of Cultaholic Ventures Limited, let's discourage Adam from such scandalous, horrible behaviour.
So
Yes.
my pick is the Scottish commentary on the BBC when Patrick Schick's second goal went in for the Czech Republic last week. Or this week,
Oh,
is it?
no.
Because, right, the first goal's gone in. It's bad times for Scotland. It's their first game in an international tournament, maybe since 96? I don't know. They're 1-0 down, they're pushing for an equaliser. Hampden is rocking and rolling. If nobody's seen the goal, right, it's outstanding. The Czech striker pounces on a deflection and from the halfway line blasts it into the... Blast is the wrong word. Ross, how would you describe the goal?
Finesses it, Jack. It's power and swerve and bit of spark.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
He Beyblades it in.
And the commentators obviously are going to... English commentators would do the same. Sound a bit disappointed if England concede a goal, right? It's just what happens. But I've never seen such underselling of an amazing goal. They go, oh, and Czech Republic got the ball here. Czech Republic on the break. And they've scored again. I'm like, what? They've just shot from the halfway line. They're just, Owen watched it and he said the moment they say Czech Republic on the break is when the ball hits the back of the net. Like they're saying Czech Republic are on the break as the ball flies in. That is my pick because it's unashamedly biased, but it's right in a way, isn't it? You know, other countries would do it. We certainly would. Come on, England.
Yeah.
You don't seem very enthused, Maffew.
Oh, I'm enthused, sorry. But I like Scotland a lot. That's a thing.
Oh, so
Speaking
what,
of
man?
which,
I've seen a lot of this nonsense on Twitter, right? I've seen a lot of English lads who suddenly want Scotland to win because they hate England and that. It's football. Come on.
Yeah, but I've got to forget. I mean, thank you, Jack. For
A lot of wrestling fans going, oh, I've got a lot of Scottish friends. Get in the bin.
Scotland's great.
I'm
going to segue this into something Cultaholic related. The Sunday Post, which my granddad would always get because he was from Scotland, but he moved down to Darlow.
Okay, now
so
it makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. But like, I brought that up because, to skip ahead, I was amused by Drew McIntyre bringing up famous Scottish people from like, you know, GCSE Scottish. Wait, that's not a thing. So I thought, who's going to be next? Is it going to be Paul Broon, who's from the Bruins, who was in the Sunday Post? And I brought that up, and the Sunday Post, somebody from the Sunday Post added me going, by the way, your colleague Tom Campbell will be in the next edition of the Sunday Post.
Oh, what? What for?
Because of his knowledge of Sonic. I was like, what? So it's all these different worlds combining at the same time.
Tom does know a lot about Sonic.
Why
Of course,
is Sonic
Tom
in
would
the
get into it.
newspaper?
Yeah, well, I don't know why that.
Is it an anniversary?
Well, what's Sonic done this week? Is there anything we should know of?
We were talking about Jim Carrey. He was in Sonic.
That's right.
I've got no idea.
I don't know what Sonic's in there. But Tom is going to be in the Sunday Post, and I'm very proud of him.
Him and
Yeah,
Adam
just-
Pacitti are just...
Oh, God, do you think that'll be it? Pacitti on page 3. So he's got his, not got his clothes on, and then Tom in page 6 for the serious bit.
Yeah.
I was just thinking it might be like a local interest story where you've got a local man just off his nipples on buggies, I've just seen Sonic run down the road. Then Tom's there to provide some context.
Local man
Sonic.
paints,
Oh, good God.
paints hedgehog blue in support of Scottish national team.
Takes
My good
me back
luck,
to-
charm!
takes me
I
back to my
kicked
work
Sonic the
experience.
Hedgehog at the airport
What were you
so
saying,
hard
Ross?
I broke a
Oh.
bone in my foot.
No, just when you said local man paints hedgehog blue, I had to write 300 words on a Mackem who put a red and white bit of paper on there. Tortoise.
You
he
told
does,
us that.
right?
That might have been where I've thought of this.
Yeah.
I really am interested in your previous job because it sounds like some assignments, some days, it sounds like... I mean, it was probably really boring at the time, but it sounds fascinating looking back.
It was just my work experience at the Sunderland Echo, which coincided with the week that Sunderland got to the only cup final for how many every years
All
it's
right,
been.
all right, yeah.
You take credit for that, Ross.
Yeah, of course I do. Yeah.
Well done, I would. Well, that was the Hall of Fame selection this week. To a recap, we have Don West, most passionate commentator you'll ever hear. Ross's pick.
Daniel Potts on the drums.
Daniel Potts, I forgot his name, thank you very much. And Jack, who was picking the Scottish commentary as they realise that
They're 2-0 down.
Yeah, they're 2-0 down.
Which is like the polar opposite of Don West.
Yeah, you're right. It's both ends of the spectrum. Oh my God, what a goal! You know, they've just kicked off. And, yeah, utter disappointment.
Czech Republic on the break.
And the break. So, those are your picks for the Hall of Fame. Passion one end, disappointment the other. The choice is yours by going to patreon.com/Cultaholic.
This week in the wrestling. It's this bloody week in the wrestling.
This week in wrestling.
Oh, God.
There's a lot of
This
wrestling again.
segment is going to be about 7 hours long. I didn't have time to watch all of it. I had for the second half of Raw and the weekly NXT, I had to resort to the YouTube clips. There's been that much wrestling.
Ooh.
But I watched the full other shows.
Yeah.
The full other shows. That's good English.
Good English. That's what we are. That's the name of the podcast. SmackDown.
I think that's on the news story that Pacini interrupted. Good English.
They do know what the next day was like. No, this is bad English. Roman Reigns talks to Jey Uso backstage, saying he saved the Usos from embarrassment last week when he interfered in their tag title match. Jimmy Uso heads to the ring and feels like Roman got them DQ'd on purpose because he's jelly. In the back, Jey confronts Jimmy and defends Reigns, saying his loyalty is to the tribal chief. Jimmy says he'll be in the locker room if Roman wants to speak to him. I love reading these recaps like EastEnders. So good.
I didn't know what to, I mean, it was a fine opening. Roman's still fantastic, but there's more later. There's more to the story down the line.
So Kevin Owens. Oh, sorry. Go on.
So I was going to say I love Roman Reigns.
Likewise.
When was it Jimmy was on about the jealousy stuff, and Roman's just looking at him like he's just an idiot. Roman wouldn't have done that years ago. He would have been posing and pouting, but now he's just taking the Michael out of his compals. His compals. I've hit a wall already on the podcast. His comrades and his pals and his brothers and sisters and cousins. They're cousins, aren't they? They are cousins. The tribal chief. I'll shut up now.
The problem is Maffew wasn't letting you off the hook there.
Yeah,
you gave him a lot
does.
of... You were stretching your hand out. Maffew was like, no, mate.
I treat you like I treat Jack. Sorry, Ross.
I fell into the trap. I should know better. You just let us go and go and go until we dig ourselves a hole we can't get out of.
Isn't it great?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why people tune in. Kevin Owens and Big E beat Sami Zayn and Apollo Crews in a tag match. Crews claims he only lost because he was saddled with Zayn as a partner and wants a rematch next week alongside Commander Aziz. Zayn gets in the mic and cuts a promo on Crews, but Aziz hits him with the Nigerian nail.
Zayn's a tit.
Hail the nail.
Or hail the nail, yes.
That's what they said. I think this is one of the Intercontinental title scene is one of the weakest parts of SmackDown, just because I feel like I've seen it about a million times already, yet even though they have done it a million times already, no one seems to know what to do with the people's moves who are hitting the moves on them. Learn a reversal, for goodness sake. You've had enough time. Come on now.
I'm to your point, I'm a bit concerned with everything on SmackDown apart from Roman Reigns' stuff at the minute. We're getting to a bit of a trend where the rest of the show is slipping, I feel. Slipping.
It is getting a bit repetitive when it's not Roman Reigns, as we'll find out as we continue our review for Friday Night SmackDown.
Beautiful. Last week, Carmella beat Liv Morgan. This week, Liv Morgan beats Carmella.
I can't wait for the night.
Who could have seen that coming?
Get them in the Tokyo Dome.
Tonight's match will end in a draw. It's got to happen. But Michael Cole calling Carmella the self-proclaimed most beautiful woman in WWE. Ooh. That man, he's grown a set of testicles since he's left Corey Graves. He wouldn't have said that if Corey was next to him, I reckon.
Seth Rollins is Bayley's guest on Ding Dong. Hello. And they share a few laughs at the expense of Cesaro and Bianca Belair. The doorbell rings and Rollins opens the door to find Cesaro, who beats him down.
Very Sting type of reveal that. He was just there.
Behind the door.
Just behind, yeah, it's like the sort of thing Sting would do.
How great would that been? Ladies and gentlemen, finally opens the door. Sting!
It reminded me, I think, of when the Authority had revealed the statue, but the statue was just Sting. Yeah.
It's only a more rubbish way of saying of introducing Sting. Is it a door, a statue? Reads the name over the tannoy. Triple H is about to say, and it's like, someone with the big car that says Sting for life license plate. You are double parked. Oh, yeah, Tim, sorry.
That statue thing was amazing because they'd obviously made him stand under there for quite some time, and just the sheer heat of being trapped under a massive, thick, whatever it is, rug. It's not a rug, is it? What's wrong with me today? I can't wake up.
No, it's a sheet. It's what Melter writes for.
A sheet, yes, a dirty sheet.
It's a rag, brother.
A rag.
Just made all his paint fall off, didn't it? Poor guy. Yeah. Poor guy.
It'd be great if they revealed it. Sting! And he just collapsed. Cesaro threw pieces of Bailey's
Stinger splash, they'd call it. They're like, yeah.
Yeah. It came to the canvas and Stinger splash.
Triple H sells, he gets under him, he's like, whoa. What a pro.
Cesaro threw pieces of Bailey's set at Rollins, which prompts Belair to come out on the stage to laugh at Bailey. Because she laughed at her last week. And
now
they like the laughing part of the feud.
Sometimes WWE can't think of a theme for a feud. And to that I'd say not every feud needs a theme. But the theme of this one is laughter. And I don't like it.
But laughter is, of course, the best medicine. And
Yeah.
after the year we have had, I fully commend WWE for giving us all of the medicine in the form of Bailey and Bianca Belair's laughs. I think I'm having a stroke or something today. Do you reckon that was a shoot undressing at the hands of Rollins there? Because I reckon his pants were a bit too tight. Because I'd seen the segment on Twitter before I watched SmackDown back. So I paid special attention to Rollins' pants on his way down to the ring. And I think, the tailor might have been a bit too stingy on the material this week. So I reckon that was a shoot undressing.
Fair enough.
He shot. Cesaro used his shooting abilities to take Rollins closer. That'd be great. But speaking of Bailey laughing all the time, do you have a favourite laugh? So someone's laugh that's distinctive.
In wrestling or just in pop culture? Just generally?
In life, yeah, pop culture.
Micah Richards is up there for me over the past year or so. Just I don't know if you've seen it, Maffew, on the football punditry, but Roy Keane will breathe, and then Micah Richards will just go into hysterics for several minutes. It's absolutely fantastic. In wrestling, though, it's got to be Rollins. I love Rollins' heel cackle.
What's it sound like again? Ah, beautiful, thank you.
I did feel bad for Bailey in this segment, though. Getting her set torn up. What did she do? She was caught in the crossfire, poor lass. After once again showing up Bianca Belair in terms of charisma and cutting promos and whatnot. It's happened another week in a row. I'm a bit worried for Bianca because she's very charismatic, but they seem to be holding her back in comparison to what they're giving Bailey in terms of just material and spars to cut on the microphone.
I feel like Bianca's one of them who really would be better if the promos weren't scripted. Because she is charismatic, but she's one of those ones who can't hide that well when she's reading the script, if that makes sense.
Yeah. If I was doing predictions this weekend, which I'm not because it's Adam versus Andrew with Hell in a Smell 4 on the line.
Dun, dun, dun.
I'd be picking Bailey, me. I reckon Bailey's got it this weekend.
I wouldn't. I think Bianca's still got it for now.
Maffew?
Oh, you made me pick? Yeah. So soon? Oh, yeah. All right. I think Belair will pin her clean, and that'll end the feud. Because Bailey's complained about a few sneaky victories. Perhaps not that clean a pin. So now they're going, pin her clean, and it's like, oh, that's me done. And then we'll move on. That won't happen, will it?
No, it might.
I'm trying to think
it might happen.
It's going to revolve around laughter somehow. Do you reckon just Bailey will slip Bianca a doobie or something? She's got
she's got it locked in a hold, and she gets the big funny joke book or something. It's like, to escape the hold, she'd be like, my dog's got no nose. And then how does it smell? Awful. Oh no, I've let go of the hold. Now I'm completely vulnerable.
Oh my God, I've just got a flashback to Sam at that brewery. Do you remember with the dog's little bowl of water?
I remember the dog's little
when
bowl of water.
When he hoofed it.
What? No, I missed that.
Oh my God, Sam was going to the toilet, right? And behind us there was a lad with a little dog. I forget which kind of dog it was.
Border Terrier?
Was it a Border Terrier? It was a nice little dog. And I had this bowl of water because it was hot on Sunday. And Sam obviously had to get up and turn around. But as he turned around, the dog bowl was right in front of him, and he sheared it. The water went everywhere, and this poor little dog, his face was heartbroken. But Sam didn't go, "Oh my God, I'm sorry, I'll go and refill this water for you." Sam just walked off. Do you remember this?
No, I must have been away from the table.
One of the coldest things I've ever seen in all my life. Because it's a tough spot, because obviously you're embarrassed because you've just hoofed a dog's water bowl.
Do you know what?
Fair distance, so Sam got out of dodge, but poor dog.
I think this might be how Sam. I think that might be a defense mechanism, because I've got a very similar story about Sam. Oh no, yeah, okay. Years ago now, like I'd only known him we were still at What Culture, possibly in the old office, Ross. This is how long ago it was. And
what was it called? Charlotte Square.
Charlotte Square, a lovely area of town. And me and Sam, like we were the last two on a night out. My ex was there, and I went to the toilet. And when I came back, the mood had just changed. Like the mood between Sam and my ex-girlfriend was it was frosty. And then Sam had to go soon after that. And as he left, I was like, what happened there? Why did he say something? Because I didn't really know Sam at the time. I was like, is he being weird? Like, what's going on here? She was like, no, he spilled his drink across the table and it went on me, and he just carried on his story. He just carried on telling the story. To be fair, he might have had a few. He might have been. I'm doubting he was sober when he did this. But yeah, it is tough. It is a tough spot.
That is cold-blooded. You look right, I go, yeah, I know. So anyway, on Twin Peaks Season 2, right? Oh, God love you, Sam. It's his birthday, he gets a pass for that. Yeah. But he should have said, "Oh, Sam Driver on the break."
It was a similar strike to Mr. Shtick. Is it Schick or Shtick?
Schick.
Baby
oh, let's be very careful those words. Yeah. That's a word, that's a name, YouTube checkers.
God, I make a call on that.
That was it. Yeah, cool. Yeah, moving on. PG. Where are we? Oh, God. Gable finds the Street Profits backstage and wants to apologise to them for Otis's actions last week. But it's really an excuse for Gable to cancel a planned tag match. They end up arguing, and Ford challenges Gable to a singles match, which he wins by DQ when a clean-shaven Otis interferes. Otis does a bit of a Papa Shango on the run-in.
He was late.
Otis beats down Ford until he's stopped by officials. That's a good reference. I thought he came out as a witch doctor. Or I've shaved my beard and now I have voodoo powers. So what do we think of clean-shaven Otis?
It's not right.
Just not, yeah. Some people need facial hair. Triple H is not right when he's got no facial hair. 2003 just looks wrong. Otis, for me, falls in that category. John Morrison as well, I think, maybe. When he rocked up initially without his facial hair, he looked a bit wrong. But some people need facial hair, and Otis is one of them.
Yeah. I agree, Ross.
Adam Pacitti,
yeah. I saw someone, I think it might be on Reddit, shared a picture where they put a picture of Roman Reigns through that app where you can just make people clean-shaven. Roman Reigns, we can confirm, he needs facial hair.
Yeah, he'd be minging if he didn't have facial hair.
Yeah, it'd be disgusting.
Yeah.
But anyway, if I was sat there booking SmackDown, right, and I saw this matchup right here, I would be thinking, wow, in 3, 4, 5 years' time, that's my main event right there. Montez Ford versus Chad Gable. I thought the techers on show in this match was fantastic. I've got some written down here. There was arm drags and drop downs and sidelock takedowns. And then there's that bit where Montez threw himself in the ring and Gable reversed it into a Northern Lights suplex. Then you had that bit, a lovely pick out of midair into an ankle lock by Chad Gable once again, who it turns out WWE is quite good at wrestling. Let's let him wrestle more, you pricks. Oh,
I thought you were going to launch into... What were the first 3 moves you said there? They were arm drags and takedowns.
Drop downs and sidelock takedowns.
I thought it sounded like the start of Diamonds and Ruby. I thought you were going to be your favourite thing.
I actually thought you were setting up for...
Me too.
It was such a good ankle lock. It's time for Ross's move of the week.
Oh, I think I should have that highlighted in yellow. I've got it, yes, I have.
Those are just runners-up for the moves of the week. Oh,
yeah. They're in the contention for certainly second and third place, what Gable was doing in that ring. It's so sad to see, isn't it? Just how good this guy is. And he's charismatic as well, in a nerdy Kurt Angle kind of way. Yet they just don't really use them. But we're getting there slowly, I guess.
Why is Otis, the most natural babyface on the roster, a heel?
He's a good heel, though, as well.
I like him. Yeah.
But
What a versatile performer.
fair enough.
He could do it all. Beard and unshaven. He can do it all. And Gable, you're right, though. He has sex on legs in the ring. And, not good enough for Ross's move of the week. Oh, this is just the moosh boosh of the week, though. So bless him. Just an appetizer. Stay tuned for more. Oh, wait, you're still here. Fantastic. Nakamura faces Corbin again and beats him with a roll-up. There's a scuffle after the match, and Rick Boogs helps Nakamura keep his hands on Corbin's crown in a segment that I definitely skipped. How was it?
I have the entire King Corbin versus Shinsuke Nakamura feud written down. Well, I've got a screen grab from Cage Match, actually. So, King Corbin defeats Shinsuke Nakamura in 3 minutes and 5 seconds. Shinsuke Nakamura defeats King Corbin in 5 minutes and 20 seconds. King Corbin defeats Shinsuke Nakamura in 1 minute and 55 seconds. And then most recently, Shinsuke Nakamura defeats King Corbin in 1 minute and 50 seconds. This is the issue with the wrestling in the World Wrestling Federation today.
Call that a volley in tennis, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is what they call the SmackDown mid-card, I believe.
Do you mean
It's
a rally?
always Corbin, though.
Oh, yeah, rally. Sorry, not volley.
Doesn't matter. It's cool.
Thank you, Jack. I appreciate that.
Because I remember, like, when we first started doing the Yo-Chope stuff, 2016, he had this feud with Ziggler when he first arrived on the main roster, which felt like it was never, ever going to end. There was just matches on Raw each and every week. Why is it always Corbin? Help the guy out, will you?
Gable as well. His feud with Gable seemed to go on for a long... They were good matches, but it seemed to go on for a long time.
But they mean now when you do them every week and then the other person wins.
Yeah.
I hope Liv and Carmella doesn't end up like this, because we're 2 matches deep, so we've got at least 2 more to go.
Yeah.
I've got nothing to add to that. Thank you for covering it, Ross.
You're welcome.
Roman and Jay find Jimmy backstage, and they argue. Jay has had enough and storms off. Jimmy wants to fight Roman, and Reigns acts very confused. He blames Jay's anger on Jimmy, saying he should be looking out for his brother. Rey Mysterio comes out to the ring and cuts a promo on Roman for his beatdown of Dominic last week. Roman comes out to confront him, and Rey wants a Hell in a Cell match. Rey attacks with a kendo stick, but Roman fights back. Dominic runs out, and Roman powerbombs him over the top rope to the outside before kicking Rey in the head as he checks on his son.
Roman Reigns
Fantastic.
is I think he's my favourite wrestler going today. The way he turned himself into the victim, saying to Jimmy, "Why would you mess up Jay like that? It's all about family. What's wrong with you?" Yeah. Absolutely fantastic. I thought Jimmy used to
He's like Coronation Street villain, Ross.
I know. Is he Richard? Richard.
He's
It's
like Richard.
Emotional manipulation at its finest from Roman Reigns and Richard in the Ford Galaxy, which went into the SmackDown next week. If Roman Reigns rocks up in a Ford Galaxy, we've got issues. He's going to lock Jimmy and Jay in the garage and turn the engine on.
Vince needs.
I love you.
Vince needs to get Gale Platt in. He needs to.
What was the song playing? You and me.
Yeah.
Always and forever.
Oh,
That
what
was Roman
a,
Reigns' new theme.
one of my earliest memories, that. Richard and Gale.
It's Cena. Hey, you're John Cena with a briefcase.
Which is why
Fine.
Roman's writing is spot on. Like every segment, it's spot on. Like you just
Heyman.
God.
I think it's Heyman.
Probably, yeah. But share the love a bit, you know. Give a bit to King Corbin and Gable. Why not?
What was I gonna? Oh no, lads. Oh, that was it. So this is a bit of news. Adam put in the news thing last night. No, it is news, Maffew.
It's just that. Oh no, I forgot. I've remembered. I was adorable.
It was
Most
really
Jack
quick
you've been
turnaround.
in ages.
Yeah, that Hell in a Cell match is happening tonight, apparently. Do you not see this, Ross?
Dom's going in the cell, I reckon.
What do you mean?
Roman and Rey, their title match is happening tonight on SmackDown for some reason. For some reason.
In Hell in a Cell?
Do you remember how at WrestleMania they gave away some of the WrestleMania matches just on SmackDown the night before? This year. They're doing it again.
Yeah, but none of them were like a match.
Yeah,
like
none of them.
that.
None of
Is
them were
that
the main
real?
event. Yeah, it's real.
So they're doing the Hell in a Cell match, just to say that.
I think
Hell in
so.
a Cell.
I think so. I hope I've not dreamt this.
No, it's true. Adam did put that in the chat. But all right, what do you reckon's gonna happen? Reigns will just murder Ray, and then Dom will go, "I'll fight for the Right to party. I'll fight for my father's honor, like the great Mexican hero William Wallace. And then Roman, I challenge you. And then Roman will throw. Because who was it who pitched Dom going off the top of the cell in our pitches video for Hell in a Cell, which is on the channel now if you haven't seen it?
It was me.
It could be going to happen.
Who
Mil
knows?
Mascaras defeated the English.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is all these people right here. Universal title match. Hell in a Cell match. Now set for SmackDown. God.
What's Hell in a Cell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big one for SmackDown.
That's a weird thing to happen.
Why have they done that? Yeah.
I can't
What's
wait.
Roman doing on Sundays? That's the question. Roman must be busy.
Doesn't he always want to go on first or last? And do you think they've said, well, you're going on
Second last.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, no, I'll do it on Friday.
I'm busy. I'm doing my hair.
Yeah.
I can't imagine Reigns being like a Hogan backstage, me. That don't work for me, pal.
I hope
To be
he
fair-
is.
to be
More
fair,
people
when-
should be backstage.
When I read that news story, I think it was one of those ones where Meltzer will say something, and then written down, it looks more concrete than it is, because he's just talking on his radio show. And he said something like, yeah, Roman should always be in the last segment or whatever. But written down, it looked like Roman demands to be in that sort of thing. But I don't think it actually was. I don't know. Sorry, that's very boring.
No, that was in the style of Meltzer. I appreciate that method acting, Jack. Thank you. Well, AEW Friday Night Dynamite. Don't think it'll be out. Oh, there we go. What's SmackDown going head-to-head with currently? AEW.
Oh, is that why?
What does WWE like doing? Hot shot and stuff. Just to mess with people. You heard it here first. Breaking news from the dog wall. WWE hates AEW. Matt Hardy claims that Christian has been jealous of him for years and sends Angelico in to beat him and end his career. Angelico loses. Hold on, Jack. Hardy and Jack Evans attack Christian after the match, but Jungle Boy makes a save.
I really like Christian AEW. He's like what Bobby Roode was in NXT circa 2017. A bit of a palate cleanser, because he's like an old-fashioned wrestler who works the body part, because that's what the wrestlers do. Look at him whapping out a diving headbutt as well, by the way. Do you see that? Incredible scenes.
Yeah.
Which made JR say, if the diving headbutt was barred, it wouldn't hurt my feelings.
Yeah, it's the same week as the Dynamite Kid Vice documentary. So, hey, if you're looking for comedy and a good time, don't watch that.
What was the one last night? Or was
I think I saw someone say it's ended until September now.
Oh,
but
it's the mid-season break.
Last night on Vice, there was a documentary which wasn't part of Dark Side of the Ring, but about China or something. I'm not too sure what was going on.
Big country lots to talk about.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Thank you.
China!
So bad.
Yeah. But I thank you. I agree with your thoughts there, Ross. I like Christian in the Bobby Roode style of being a palate cleanser. That's perfect. I'm going to have to steal that from you unashamedly. I just don't want... Oh, thank you. I just don't want a main event and like bigging up like, yeah, that's right, XW dude and all this stuff, which what it looked like. Here, mid-league, wrestling people and putting over people. Jungle Boy getting the rub. Oof.
But
yeah,
the plant the seeds for him to have a match with Omega somewhere down the line. Do you remember that early on where they had him in Omega?
Oh, I love
planted
AW
seeds.
booking of teasing something, then maybe a year and a half later, it'll be like, remember that?
So it's going to happen. So how do we get there? How do you want Christian to get there, Maffew?
By Uber.
Fair enough.
How about you, Jack?
I think it'll just be like a filler feud between two pay-per-views. I don't want to see Christian versus Kenny on pay-per-view. But I wouldn't mind it on TV, though, as the main event one week.
Yeah, works for us. Tony Schiavone brings out Cody Rhodes and Brock Anderson, son of Arn. And they didn't need to announce that it was Arn Anderson's kid. He needed to look at him for 2 seconds and goes, yeah, that is definitely Arn Anderson's kid. Anywhere between the ages of 16 to 43. QT Marshall comes out. Oh, and says that they're wrestling him and Aaron Solo. Is that right? Aaron Solo?
Yeah.
Like Han Solo, I guess. Anyway.
I think it is.
He's so low on the card. That's all.
Oh.
QT Marshall comes out and says this is nepotism. And says that Cody's favoritism led to him creating his own stable of trainees in the first place. It's a good point, well made. He challenges Cody to a South Beach strap match. And AEW goes back on the road and Cody accepts because he is brave. You are brave.
You are brave.
QT cheap shots on, so Brock tackles him and referees pull them apart. That's right, folks, wrestling historians and old gets. Rhodes is teaming up with an Anderson. Now, historically, nothing bad has happened when this thing has occurred. So I'm hoping that this is like, hey, if you know, you know. If you don't, well, just sit back and watch.
Cody's been not teaming with, but he's been aligned with On for quite some time now, and we've been waiting for this to happen. And I just wonder, will it ever happen now?
Oh my God, I would love it. I would love it if Brock just turned on Cody and just beat him up so bad that Cody had to go home and be a dad for a bit. Like, a year, 2 years maybe. I don't know what's happened. I don't know what's happened with Cody, right? But because take yourself back to 2019, well, basically before the pandemic happened. He was, the valiant baby face. He was cutting these promos. You got behind him when he was speaking. It was fantastic. His matches were good. He would always do something big and get the emotions in his matches and whatnot. But then since the pandemic started, the booking of Cody Rhodes has gone too far. And I'm worried that Brock will do very little in this matchup because Cody, of course, will get beaten down and then taken up the ramp to get treated and then come back down and then win the match valiantly for America and whatnot. But hopefully Brock just turns on him because his dad said so and beats him up so bad he has to go away for a bit. I would love it.
I think we could see it. It might happen.
Yeah.
Or Brock will get the pinfall and Cody will do the whole, this guy, he's got my endorsement. I'm Cody Rhodes.
Oh. That's exactly what's going to happen. Cody Rhodes, endorse this wrestler.
Yeah.
My A-level GCSE, my GCSE media studies to good use here. I reckon Brock, because he was wearing like a salmon pink polo, wasn't he? I reckon that was somewhere, just shades of Mark Henry there, but in polo shirt form.
Oh, I thought you meant salmon pink, which was the colour of all the 80s wrestlers back in the day. And you know what else happened in the 80s? That's right, Ross. Ole Anderson turned on Dusty in the cage.
Oh.
So Arn Anderson turned on Dustin. Brock has to turn on Cody. And it would be a nice angle if Arn's like, get him. And Brock's like, we're on about. Come on, Andersons have to. It's in the big book of wrestling. He gets out a big book of wrestling, starts reading it. Coincidentally, it has jokes, and it's the same book that Bailey's reading from before. And tying it all up. And Brock's just like, no, I don't know what you're on about. I didn't watch 84 wrestling. Sorry. He's just like, no, I'm going to turn on Cody.
I want to do flips in that. I want a ladder match.
I want to do a Canadian Destroyer. And Arn's like, oh, son.
I want to change my name to Brock Buck.
Yes. I want to do tag spots where there's no trying to come in and out for 5 seconds. Son, no, you're breaking my heart. Next, we tell me you won't want to bleed in a strap match next. Nah, Dad, I've got a cool forehead. Oh, son. Yeah. Let's move on because I've ran that bit in the ground. Eddie Kingston teams with Pac and Penta. When they were friends a while ago and then they weren't, now they're friends again. Yeah, it's all right. To take on the Bucks and Brandon Cutler. I love you have that typed up and you're like, guess who takes the loss?
Yeah.
The good guys win, so the good brothers run into attack. Kazarian comes along to even the odds because he is the elite killer.
The elite killer. Oh.
Yes, that as well. And ends the segment by taking out Brandon Cutler. I could have done that.
Imagine how class Brandon Cutler looks in real life next to an average human. But in AEW, he's a big nerd. He's a nerd and he loses all the time. I don't know what else to say about this segment, to be honest, but it's building, isn't it, to something else?
I've got something to say about this segment.
Oh, I bet you have, Ross.
First of all was the call from Don Callis, because there was that spot where it was sort of like a Dudley-esque setup from Pac and Penta does the drop kick to the taint area of somebody. And someone was like, oh, was that a low blow? And Don calls it no. It was a blow to the posterior giblets, which was a very pleasing thing to say. The posterior giblets. But I need Richard to click the button right now. Just click that button, Richard. It's time to do the thing.
Oh, my. Oh, baby.
That wheelbarrow through Nick thing straight into a Canadian Destroyer onto Matt from Penta was my move of the week. Ross Tweddle's move of the week. We have a jingle now, Jack, which is, I showed you the week, didn't I? It's very raunchy.
I've seen the jingle, yeah.
Oh, it's fantastic. The wheelbarrow roll through to Nick straight into Canadian Destroyer onto Matt is my move of the week. Because how do you do that, eh? How do you do that? How do you get out of bed in the morning and say, I'm going to do a wheelbarrow roll through to Nick straight into a Canadian Destroyer onto Matt? How do you do that, eh?
Wheelbarrow, I'm trying to picture it because I can't think of the spot in my mind. Wheelbarrow, roll through to Nick.
And then as he comes round, up on top of the back, it was so fluid, liquid wrestling. And there's
Lovely.
AJ Styles saying the moves are easy.
My light bulb was just dimmed there. It's back to normal now. Sorry.
Thank you, Jack. There's moments where someone will say something, here's my impassioned speech about how amazing this was, and someone will say something incredibly dull and boring, like,
No, sorry.
I'm hungry.
It was relevant. It just took me by surprise. I wasn't trying to undercut Ross's endorsement of the move.
Killed the segment already 2 weeks in.
That was Jack's production of the week. Anyway, thank you, Ross, for the move of the week. The Pinnacle arrive and everyone cuts promos on their Inner Circle counterparts. MJF denies Jericho challenge for a match, saying that he used to idolize him, but now they realize he was idolizing a false god. That's bad. Jericho interrupts from the parking lot, where the Inner Circle destroy the Pinnacle's limo, including some Jake Hager forklift action. Ooh, hot and spicy. I also appreciated the El Barto graffiti from Prom Powerful, but they've done every Raw 98 segment over the course of 2 months now, between the spraying, between the getting thrown off a cage, between the limo getting destroyed, the van hitting the mobile locker room, and it's all, I'm numb to it now. You can only do one of these things or two of these things every bleeding week.
Can the Inner Circle leave the Pinnacle alone? They're big bullies, and they're ruining their property, and they're burning down the ozone layer. I'm thinking of the speech in Dumb and Dumber, and they kidnapped Shamu and put him in a chlorine tank. What? No, wait, that's School of Rock. It's not Dumb and Dumber. What am I talking about? I'm thinking of the Dumb and Dumber speech where he goes, "We got no food. Our pets' heads have fallen off." I've mixed up the speech with Jack Black in School of Rock. Never, but someone save me. I'm
Stop
drowning.
getting Jim Carrey wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, just when you thought, Jack, that you couldn't ruin this podcast any further, you turn it around and do something like this. Thank you, Jack, for saying
I thought I'd have a peruse of the comments from last week's podcast.
Oh,
and
go
everyone
on.
was really nice about Tom, which was fantastic. But there was one man who would reply to everyone's comments saying that it was good with, yeah, it was good. Jack needs to not be on the podcast anymore. And I was like, it gave me a crisis of confidence, you know?
Was that Tom's burner that he alluded to last week?
No, Tom would. That's the very opposite of what Tom would do.
No, but
Is
that
it
was the
though?
thing of last week. Just to interrupt. Tom said he had a burner account that would go in and criticise himself. Like,
Nah,
Sorry.
Tom's got
What?
burners to pick himself up. That's what's happening there. All right, that
Yeah.
was Tom's burner because it didn't have a profile picture, did it?
was it Sonic?
It didn't have It wasn't a person. I can't remember if it had a profile picture or not.
Yeah, it was Tom. But yeah, I'm ready for the well, I've been ready since before the last match they had for Pinnacle and Inner Circle to end. Is it just Jericho? Just, MJF's the big cool upcoming thing. I'm gonna run him into the ground because that's what's happening. I just want the Pinnacle to get a big decisive win, which they've already done, but a bigger, more decisive win where maybe one of the Inner Circle members kayfabe dies or something, because that's where we need to go now. We've seen Jericho almost die off the top of the cage. Where do we go from there? It's like, I don't know why this is continuing. We're not going to look back in many years' time, are we, and go, wow, remember the Pinnacle versus Inner Circle days? Those halcyon days? Yeah. That's when professional wrestling hit its peak once again, and the business came back to be the most popular thing in the world. I'm ready for it to go. Because Pinnacle just look like dorks, don't they, in comparison sometimes to the cheeky little scamps that are the Inner Circle who do vandalism and stuff.
Well, I thought there should never have been a match after the War Games match.
Same.
Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, but they'll need to do other attitude bits where Sammy Guevara will appear in the mirror, but only MJF can see him.
Jericho will crucify MJF and raise him up.
On a symbol.
Yeah.
And the symbol is like a Fozzy album cover.
MJF will cook all of Jericho's dogs.
All of them. Oh.
Release the hounds. Here you are, Chris, in a lovely sandwich.
Oh,
No! Oh, thank you. I appreciate. And he goes, yeah, it needs a little pepper. And he goes, doesn't make any sense. He goes, oh, I thought your dog's name was Pepper. He goes, no. He goes, oh, that joke doesn't work. I cooked you dogs.
Did you have a dog called Heinz by any chance?
Yes. Thank you for this bean sandwich you provided
What's
me.
going on, lads? What's
A
happening
bean
here?
I'm trying to think hang on.
Tomato sauce I was going for. Heinz tomato ketchup.
Oh, that is true, but
A little bit of garnish, in the sandwich.
is it bad when you
dog
said
sandwich?
Heinz and I thought the beans? Because Heinz means beans.
I
Heinz
thought
is the
beans.
only answer in terms of sauce, though.
Oh, really?
If you give me Hellman's, right, for mayonnaise, I'm on about now. If you give me Hellman's, I send it back.
You're like, we all hate Hellman's.
I thought
Hellman's
Hellman's
mayonnaise.
was... I
The,
thought
the,
Hellman's
the
was
dominating
everyone.
force in Mayo
Right.
Entertainment for 50 years.
I don't care. Heinz is where you are. It's Heinz or nothing.
What are our feelings on mustard?
Hate mustard.
Okay. Like
Love
macaroni.
English mustard.
Oh.
I like... Is English mustard the slightly more sour one where you're like, ooh.
Yeah.
I prefer French then, French mustard. Just standard mustard. On a hot dog or a burger.
Oh.
Wow.
I can't have a hot dog unless it's got mustard on it.
Oh, really? They love you in Chicago? I don't
They
know where
do.
it is. Right,
Because they're
yeah.
miserable as well. But yeah. No, I never thought about that. When it comes to red sauce, I'm like, any sauces are any brand,
Yeah, with ketchup, I'm not...
but brown sauce.
Don't like it.
No. Yeah, it has to be Daddy's. If it's not Daddy's, then it ain't brown sauce.
Is that some sort of euphemism there? Something?
No, it's a slogan,
no.
I think.
Is it?
Wait, people know what Daddy's is, right? Oh,
No, I have no
Yeah.
idea.
It's Daddy's, the brand of brown sauce.
yeah.
Is
I'll have
brown
to have a-
sauce...
Sorry, go on.
Is brown sauce just English? Because I can't imagine it being in existence elsewhere. I can't imagine any Americans asking for brown sauce.
That's a good point, actually. But I tell you though, one of my American friends DM'd me a while ago, and they said, "Maffew, I've got a question to ask about British cuisine." I went, "Sure, go ahead. I eat that." And they went, "Mushy peas." I went,
Oh,
yeah.
lovely.
And they're like, "Why?" And I went, what do you mean? He goes like, well, "Why is this a thing? Why are the peas all mushed up and liquidy and it looks disgusting?" He goes, "No, that's lovely." And I went and had a chip butty with mushy peas because they were talking about it, just so I could send a photo going, "Thinking of you." And it was lovely.
Oh, yeah.
You cannot have fish and chips without putting mushy peas on the side as well. It's literally the glue that puts the meal together.
Yeah, I tried to take the bap, open the bap to show him, and it was like tearing. I broke my butty. Let's just show a picture. That
Back on
was
sauce,
the British
though.
cuisine.
Peronaise is the future.
I do
Get
like
your
Peronaise,
Nando's
yeah.
Peronaise. My goodness, that's lovely on some chippies, I tell thee.
What's good?
Well, there was a little bit of Adam Bashitti in there, but then it veered
Oh.
away.
He
Chip-
doesn't.
chippies?
What sauce does he deal in? Like
Mint sauce.
Mint sauce, yeah.
Oh, I love mint. No,
On everything.
Adam's definitely a brown sauce man. I'm sure of it.
Oh,
You know
don't
when
want
you're a
brown
kid and you
sauce.
make your mind up that you hate a food and you haven't touched it ever since. Brown sauce is one of those foods for me, so maybe I need to dive
Yeah.
in. What is the taste?
Really?
What is
Same.
the taste of brown sauce?
Brown.
Vinegar? Is it vinegary?
Yeah, it's sweet.
not nice, man. It's not nice.
Oh.
But mint
do you put it on?
sauce, mint sauce is fantastic.
I remember going home a couple of years ago and my brother was there and we were having bacon sandwiches all around. The bread was on the counter in the kitchen and I whap out the tomato sauce, which is the right answer for a bacon sandwich. And I've never seen a mountain of brown sauce like it in my life and I was disgusted. Haven't talked to him since.
No.
And that was Ross's brother. Miro defends the TNT title against Evil Uno. The entire Dark Order comes out to support Uno, but Miro wins anyway. Yeah.
Miro was a glorious bad guy in this one. Crushing
Oh,
the dreams of the Dark Order. Yeah. So
I
I
thought-
liked
yeah.
it.
Sorry, I keep freezing you and I keep thinking people have finished speaking and they obviously haven't. I'm
Go
I'm
for it.
ruining the podcast.
Go for
I'm
it,
sorry.
go for it.
No, that's my job, Ross.
I thought the promo package and Evil Uno's promo before the match set things up lovely, because a lot of people were obviously saying, oh, why is Evil Uno getting this shot when he's like not really been wins and losses and all that stuff in AEW. But yeah, he played the underdog role, the valiant babby face, and Miro, as Jack said, was a glorious bastard. And I love the little bit where Evil Uno tried to do the discus clothesline, but because he's not as big or as strong as Brody Lee was, it just didn't work.
Yeah, but the mate of Maffew did try. Bless him. I'm still trying to make that a thing. The bites me in the backside and it makes me look bad. But yeah, good on Miro, who didn't thank Jesus for making him strong and powerful like he did a few weeks ago.
No, but who's going to take on Miro?
Oh, take on Miro.
That's, yeah. It just popped into my head. I was like...
That's good, that. Yeah, I like it.
That is good.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, by the way, I see you repping the right.
It's
Go on.
like that bit on the match the other day when I was watching BBC News and they were showing the Wales highlights from Baku, and the presenter was so proud of himself because he was like, that goal went into the Baku of the net.
No! No!
And he kept repeating it, and Charlie, what's he called? You got Charlie and Naga on like the later weekdays.
Right.
Is it Charlie Staith? He kept saying Baku of the net.
Why?
However, Charlie, be better than that, will you?
Be better.
I'm worried that Louise will get replaced by Charlie or Naga. It's just not going to be the same.
No, we can't. We've got to stay on the rest. We've got to. We can't.
No, what's your thoughts on Louise announcing her departure from BBC Breakfast?
I don't know. I'm not a big viewer of BBC Breakfast.
Oh. Maffew and Tom were devastated. Oh, no, it was just Tom, was it?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
was this a... Was
I'm
this
still
a
recovering
last
from
week?
Chris Evans
Right.
leaving the big breakfast, so...
Yeah.
Swoosh. Kenny Omega and Don Callis cut a promo on Jungle Boy. So he comes out to confront them. He attacks Kenny and almost locks in the snare trap, but the Bucks run out to chase him away.
What's the snare trap? Because I only read a review and put that in, because that's what
STF.
the review said. Is that right? Okay.
Yeah, and this was a good... Second best highlight of this was Kenny Omega coming out and going like, Jungle Boy, you may be a fit and healthy young individual. You may look like a male model. You may have lovely hair and luscious... But I'm going to beat you. We have the title match, right? And who can blame Omega? But obviously the highlight was Jungle Boy saying, Kenny Omega, you talk too much. And I looked at the camera and went, that was for you, Maffew. We're very sorry for taking your YouTube channel down. Here's a meme to throw you back on our good books.
Or maybe
I
it's
went,
another
thanks,
trap.
Jungle
Maybe-
Boy. And he went, no problem. Went, can you hear me? And he went, yeah. And I took the TV off because I'm scared.
Maybe it's another snare trap for you, Maffew. They'll want you to use that in your video and then get you. Get you good.
Literally snare trap by the dude who uses the snare. That would be, you know what? I'd be so blown away by the wordplay there. Then I'd be like, yeah, it's a fair cop.
This was the start of a weird part of Dynamite. Just to run you through the notes I've got here. We had this Omega interview promo segment, then a Jade Cargill promo, then a Men of the Year promo, then a little tiny match, another match, a Wingmen promo, a Britt Baker promo. Do you fancy a promo on your AEW by any chance?
Yeah, I've skipped
go on,
some
but
of
only
them
with brown
because-
sauce.
I've skipped some of them because it was just too much to include every single one, and some of them just weren't.
Just said
You know,
nothing.
Yeah.
Like this promo for between Kenny and Jungle Boy largely said nothing. It didn't really help anybody's cause, did it? We
Do you
saw
think
Kenny in a nice suit. I guess that was a highlight.
Do you remember the infamous first ever TNA weekly pay-per-view when it first ever started back in 2002, and the rope broke in the dark match, or the ring broke, and they had to front load the show with all of the non-wrestling segments while they fixed the ring in the background. It was like that a little bit. So I'm wondering if maybe there was a technical issue somewhere.
Yeah, and they front loaded it by having everyone come out and go, you know, we got that gauntlet for the gold at the end of the night. Yeah.
Oh,
It's a bit
man.
rubbish, that, isn't it?
So good.
It's
It's
just
so
started
good.
slagging off the main event. It's awesome.
They'd be like, here's Ken Shamrock, and here's The Wall, and then who's that in the crowd? It's bloody Razor Ramon. And then they'd all go, you know what? I don't like these guys, but I agree that the gauntlet for the gold sucks. It's just like, what? That's your main event? What are you on about?
Fantastic. So yeah, lots of talking. Lance Archer squashes Chandler Hopkins. Thanks for coming, Chandler. And then Nyla Rose beats Layla Hirsch. Shivani interviews Britt Baker backstage, who runs down Nyla for ruining her title celebration last week. Because it's in the AEW rulebook that you have to have a match with Nyla after you win the title.
Yeah, Sheena had to have several, didn't she? Yeah.
I feel bad for Tony Schiavone. He was back to being nice to her, and then she said, like, oh, you're right for once there, Tony. Why is she being horrible to Tony once again? But Tony seemed to be having a good time.
He loves the abuse.
Yeah. This is another big pointless part of the show, though. Like, all these promos that really didn't say anything, and then we had Lance Archer doing a squash match. I just guessed it to get his win-loss record up a bit. But what was the point in having... I don't know.
I think because they've realised it's Friday, and because the NBA thing, they're not doing great ratings. These aren't the most essential AEW Dynamites ever produced, and that's why we got a not very essential AEW Dynamite.
Yeah.
There's this simmering, slow cooking. But the main event, Brian Cage and Powerhouse Hobbs took on Hangman Page and 10 of the Dark Order. Cage refuses to cheat, so Ricky Stark slaps him across the face, and Cage chases him to the back. Page and 10 get the win and celebrate with the rest of the Dark Order. Yeah, just keeping the angles going until they move to Wednesday and stuff happens, I guess.
It could be the end of Team Taz, though. Team Target.
As we know it.
Maybe they'll just put Taz on commentary then, which I'd be all for.
As someone pointed out, the only person that Cody hasn't got his revenge on was Taz, who put him on the Taz mission that one time, and then nothing happened.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
There's not going to be a match between Taz and Cody. No, surely not.
It's because Cody...
off.
Yes, because Cody realised there wasn't an 80s angle he could rip off for this, so he just moved on. NXT TakeOver in your house. The main, secondary, tertiary thing that happened on Sunday, right after the England match, and of course, the Cultaholic get-together.
Yeah.
Reunited because it feels so good. I'll start off by saying there was nothing flat-out bad on this, but it was definitely the most forgettable and missable TakeOver that's ever been.
Not that's ever been.
Do you think of one that's been less important?
Can't remember it.
I thought the final thing we saw in the entire night saved the show in terms of like memorable moments, because it was literally, this was a very NXT takeover, because there was just lots and lots of wrestling moves.
Yeah.
Like done in a very like sort of performing way, not like I don't want to sound like Jim Cornette, but like, you know what I mean, like lots of great sequences that were very like obviously very intricately put together and stuff like that. But all credit to Tom Pettingill, who was my MVP of the night. They should rehire Todd, because did I call him Tom there?
I think you called him Tom Pettingill. You did like a Jared
Pettingill. Yeah.
Thanks, Tom.
Tim.
The only thing more passionate than Dom West would be a Todd Pettingill, Tom Campbell merge. Oh, God. MSK and Bronson Reed beat Legado del Fantasma to retain all their belts and stuff, it says here, in a match with lots of moves and lots of spots. Yeah, I mean, the highlight was Bronson Reed squishing another dude, and the rest of it was just moves.
I think the Shuggy boat.
The what?
When they were doing the Shuggy boat, and then Bronson Reed did the splash in the middle. That was fantastic.
Oh, that was, yes. Yeah. Fantastic, delicious.
Bronson Reed's great. I think he's actually... I'm really looking forward to his feuds in the future if they do it right. But I don't want to say that MSK deserve the boos they're getting, because they don't, but I kind of see why. They've not been established that well, and they're just champions out of nowhere, so I do get it a little bit.
They're very WWE babyface as well, like, hee, let's laugh at the heels, hee. Yeah. It's not that funny, lads, get serious, will you? This is one of the matches where it was just like, it was literally just moves and moves and moves and moves and moves. I thought Phantasma was like the only sort of guy who did anything just be sort of like entertaining that wasn't wrestling moves. Does that make sense? He was like being a classic sort of chicken poo heel, which I liked. And then Bronson was just doing big things, which was nice as well. But again, it was like a lot of intricate sequences, which is easy for me to say.
It certainly is. I'm glad you tried saying it, because I couldn't. Xia Li beats Mercedes Martinez in an alright 7-minute match. I like both people. I thought it was going to be better. Who confronts Mei Ying after the match. Ying throws her off the stage because she is evil. Mwahaha.
But when I say throw off the stage, not like when Bossman threw Undertaker off. Not like when Big Show threw Undertaker off the stage and he was off forever. Like the little gap in the stage. She fell a little bit.
It looked brutal.
She fell a little bit.
The side, yeah.
It did look good.
When she sort of failed to put on a thing around the neck.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, it was
Ah,
a bit like, oh, you nearly got it in there. Oh, now you got it there. But I like the match itself. I like the whole Tian Shah thing. I think it's one of the bits of NXT where they're doing a bit like, ooh, spooky stuff, but it's not like, no, just this naff spooky stuff. It's quite aesthetically pleasing.
It's so different from the main roster spooky stuff. It's actually all right, yeah.
It's just ruin it next week.
Why
So
is
it comes
so
out with a big sheet. Like, woo,
Yeah.
I'm a ghost. LA Knight defeats Cameron Grimes in the ladder match to become the $1 Million champion. And the best thing on the show, the best thing that was promoted, the best thing on the weekly thing. And one of the weirdest comments...
I think it was right that LA Knight won as well.
Yeah.
You've got to
On
crush...
reflection, I
Yeah.
think it was right as well.
You've got to crush Cameron Grimes' dreams a little bit first.
Exactly. And what better way to crush his dreams than having the oldest holder of the $1 Million championship ever, the 38-year-old LA Knight.
Wow.
You know what I realised during
Just
this
saying.
match? Is that LA Knight is literally Shooter McGavin. Everything about the guy is just classic Shooter.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very good.
It's a good one.
Did you see the actor who plays him, I can't remember his name, did a response to Adam Sandler online or something, in character as Shooter McGavin? It was so good.
Yeah. He's a lot older than I thought he was going to be.
Oh,
Shooter
LA Knight?
looks... No, because when was Happy Gilmore like 96, 95 sort of time? He looks relatively young, but I think he's like fully in his 70s now. So he was looking good for his age back then. I tell you, old Shooter.
It has been nearly 20 years though.
Yeah, shush.
No,
shush,
it's
shut
been
up,
nearly
shush.
30 years.
Shut up, yeah, shush.
Sorry,
Kayfabe,
Maffew,
kayfabe.
sorry.
It was only the other day. Shush.
96, Ross, well done.
Aye. But I tell you,
idea.
back to the wrestling that we're here to speak about. I thought
Oh,
the first half of the match was weird because it was like no wrestler was allowed to take. It was like an episode of The Floor Is Lava, and I've just forgotten that I didn't send Richard the thing, and I forgot to write down who sent us the thing. We'll do it next week. We'll do it next week when it's prepared.
Okay.
A guy sent us a cameo from everyone's favourite TV presenter, the most famous man in the world, Rutledge Wood.
Oh, can we not just do it this week? Or has it got to be pre-prepared?
Let me try and find
Has
it.
gotta-
Let me try and find it.
It's so good. Was it not? Were we
Uh,
saving it for the mailbag segment?
We'll do it in the mailbag then.
Yes.
That's good. There you go. A bit of a teaser.
Yes.
Bit of a teaser.
Yeah, while Ross gets that ready, we'll talk about NXT. Yes, it was a
Oh no, it's
very
ready.
good...
Go.
That was very
gonna
quick,
say-
Ross. I was not expecting that. Go ahead, Bill.
The start of the match was weird because it was like an episode of The Floor Is Lava is where I was going with that because no one was allowed in the ring because that's where the lava was. So they were just throwing each other at the outside and trying to throw the ladder at each other, and it was a bit of a... I know you try and do different things and stipulations like ladder matches, but it was a bit weird for me, a bit too much of that stuff, a bit too much of catchy kissy, you know?
Maybe.
I get you. I think NXT loves doing ladder matches, and I'm usually like, I'm tapping out with most of them, like, because there's only so much you can do with them for the amount of times they have them. But they did a good job here. They did everything that you require in a ladder match. They got hurt lots. They did spots where it's like, I'm going to climb up. No, you're not. I'm going to push you down. And I'm going to land horribly. Did all the bumps. Had the storyline behind it. A lot more forgiving than it would be usually for a ladder match. And then we have something to keep on making you want to watch the weekly NXT. So, yeah job's a good one.
Yeah.
That end spot was brutal as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Poor Cameron.
Poor Cramerton. Good job he's got the bitcoins.
I thought you said poor Cramlington there. Poor Cramlington.
Poor Cramerton.
Poor Cameron.
Raquel Gonzalez beats Ember Moon to retain the NXT Women's title. I thought it was good.
Yeah, it's good.
This
Dakota-
was like
just-
Raquel was like she's unlocked a few new moves. Like she's unlocked a new move pack on 2K or something because she was whapping out all kinds of fancy stuff that I've never seen her do before.
Yeah.
So well done.
Dakota Kai's great as well as the interfering sidekick, and then she got... No, she didn't get kicked out. She got beaten up by... Was it by Shotzi? Yeah,
Yes.
she got beaten up by Shotzi Blackheart.
Yeah.
That was it. Nice.
And then Karrion Kross retains the NXT title despite the best efforts of Gargano, Dunn, O'Reilly, and Adam Cole. I think the best highlight here was Pete Dunne's England gear, contrasting beautifully with his tan.
So when we got back from our little night out, I was obviously a little bit drunk when I was watching this, so I was thinking, Pete Dunne's going to win. He's got special pay-per-view gear and none of the others do. But then the next day, Owen was like, it was just because he's English. I was like, damn. Should have known that. And I sounded like a fool on my review video I did. A fool.
But you're
I
right,
didn't-
though. Rollins had special gear when he beat Cena.
I don't know what to think of the match, but I will share... Yeah, that is true. I will share Adam Paciotti's view of this match.
Oh, no.
They'd all do something cool, but then Karrion Kross would come in and do less cool stuff.
That was it, essentially. I like the start of the match where like Karrion Kross was taking on everybody because for some reason nobody was taking him seriously in the build-up of the match, even though he's beaten everybody he's faced so far. That made no sense to me, but yeah, it was literally like Karrion Kross does not as cool things as the other cool little lads. Because it's NXT and we do lots of cool flippy moves and whatnot. It feels weird saying this after we reviewed AEW, because AEW do the same sometimes as well.
Yeah.
But it was laid on thick in this pay-per-view, I thought. Like, in a lot of the matches, it was all sequences and whatnot, instead of just, like, give us a bit of variety. Bit of spice of life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Karrion Kross when he has these single matches, and he's different. He's to quote a Ross person that we know, a palate cleanser for NXT, because you need variety. So to shove him in with the other lads on the roster who have very similar hard-hitting submission, oh my god, he kicked out 5 times in a row type matches, it doesn't make Karrion Kross stand out. It made him look like poo. And so I don't know what the build-up was this, but this was just matches and moves and stuff and a bunch of kickouts. Not my thing. I'm very numb to this. But who cares? After the main event, a tearful Willie Regal says there's been too much chaos in NXT recently, and perhaps it's time for a change.
It must be because William Regal, well, we know now, but like he must have been considering going to Hollywood and being a full-time big actor, because that was sensational. That the real tears on his eyes and just the genuine emotion of the guy. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, he watched Karrion Kross and got, I've got to leave.
I don't
Before
think
they
Karrion
blame
Kross.
me about him.
The one thing I took away from the end of that main event and just how everybody, because you can't sit back and go, oh, well, the length of the show meant the crowd was burned out, because it was 2 hours, 20 minutes, I think, all in. So the crowd can't have been that burned out in comparison to what we've been through before. I don't think Karrion Kross will be champion for that much longer, because nobody cares, did they? They were just sat on their hands when he won at the end.
Who's beating Karrion Kross?
Andrew Hodgkinson.
Yeah. Fair.
He's cross. He's carrying
Karrion
cross. He's cross.
Karrion Kross.
I don't know. Zoe Stark. She does well.
Yeah.
Who else is there?
O'Reilly, maybe?
He's going after Kushida now, isn't he?
I thought that was just a one-off.
Is it?
Maybe.
Pete Dunne, he gets slightly more tan, so he looks like a uncooked hot dog, and then he's ready.
I think Dunn will beat whoever beats Karrion Kross. But I don't know, though. Don't know.
Keith
We'll
Lee.
have to see on the next
Oh, Keith Lee.
Who?
Yeah.
Don't you forget about Keith.
Was it you saying, Ross, the other day that you'll be... I hope he's all right as well.
It's weird, isn't it? How it's just
Yeah.
like there's not really any news about why he's missing, so I hope
Yeah.
it's not like a serious reason.
So,
On Monday Night Raw, we get a cold open from the playground as Alexa Bliss welcomes us to Raw.
Why
and
is Alexa
reveals-
Bliss welcoming us to Raw? We wouldn't be tuning in 1998 and Undertaker opens the show going, hey guys, welcome to Monday Night Raw.
You know what? I would have loved that.
tuning in.
Yeah. The Lord of Darkness welcomes you to a brand new exciting Monday Night Raw.
In association with Slim Jim.
Snap into a Slim Jim. Also, Grand Theft Auto 2 for the PlayStation.
Yeah. I'm never doing an Undertaker impression around Maffew again because I just can't get my voice that low. And you've shown me up there, Maffew. You've got
Oh,
quite
sorry, but
you've
that's-
got
I'm
quite,
not
you've got
retrying.
quite a deep voice, and I've just
Yeah.
been absolutely buoyed there.
I've outbuoyed you, yes.
Yeah, you did.
Take care. All Elite Scooby-Doo. So, cold open Alexa Bliss welcomes us to Raw, reveals that WWE received a lot of strongly worded complaints about what Lily did last week. Boy, she wasn't lying. And she reveals that she's put the puppet in timeout, which is exactly what I've done with Puppet Jack there, who's just chilling.
Nice.
Nia Jax shows up and says that Shayna will see Bliss at Hell in a Cell. She wonders what happened to Bliss, who says they were never friends. Nia challenges Bliss to a match tonight, a joy of joys.
Nia got offended, it looked like, when Alexa said we'd never been friends. Even though, you know, I think the most recent thing they did together was the whole WrestleMania 34 where Bliss, I'm going to say Bliss now because my device is in the next room and I forgot to mute the microphone. Bliss was bullying Nia, and then Nia overcame the bully, but Alexa took the title in the end because, of course, the bully always wins. That's the moral of the story in the wrestling. For Nia to go like, oh, we were friends. I was like, oh, Emma, Nia, don't forget about that. Slap her. Kill her.
Strange.
Yeah. Weird opening to the show.
Yeah.
Why Alexa Bliss, of all people, going, hello and welcome to Monday Night Raw? Any other character will do. Any other one. Anyone. Literally anybody. Have the Vikings out there. Get the turkey legs out. It's Monday Night Raw time. Come on.
What's
Shabba.
happening?
I like it though, because it's like, yeah, sorry about all the complaints about how bad the last time was. That's not going to happen this week. Please stay tuned.
Yeah.
That's what I saw it as.
Staggering. I guess I understand, because obviously something bad happened to Shayna, but to not follow up on that at all after it was like the main thing on Raw last week was very weird.
She's probably hiding.
Yeah, as we learned last week.
Hiding.
Sorry. It was
sorry.
It was Bison from
was.
Street Fighter. He's probably hiding. Sorry.
Hiding. Worker ants scurrying around.
No.
So it's the weekly Street Fighter reference bit of the week.
Yeah.
Charlotte Flair takes on that sassy Southern Belle with the undefeated streak currently, Nikki Cross.
No, right, I need to say, because Nikki made the first entrance of the night, and then we had like a promo bit with Charlotte backstage, which went on for quite a while. Then we went back to Nikki in the ring, and then we went to commercial. Then we came back, and Nikki was still in the ring going, yeah. And that meant that we got to hear about 10 minutes of Nikki's sassy Southern theme song. I couldn't believe how long this went on for. And she just had to stand there in the ring and go like, I felt so sorry for her.
Maybe that was the idea. She was hoping that Nikki would just run out of energy and just fall asleep, and then Charlotte just pin her like that.
like when you play with a dog.
Yeah.
And then it just, at the end of the day, it's done.
Yeah. Rhea watches from ringside and then as soon as you see someone at ringside now commentating or making an appearance, you're like, oh, I wonder if they'll get involved. Rhea Ripley watches from ringside and distracts Charlotte enough that she loses by count now. But not really like to attack or really distract her. Charlotte Flair was just a numpty. She was just a doilum, and she's like, yeah, Rhea. Yeah, she's too busy expositioning. This Sunday at Hell in a Cell. Yes. Sorry, keep on talking over you, Jack. I'm being horrible here. Jack, say something.
No, don't worry. She was stuck in her animation. Maffew, continue.
Thank you, Jack.
I was convinced that Nikki Cross is the leading heel in the wrestling business, the way she's being booked at the minute. Because she's... the commentators keep going on, who's got more momentum in the World Wrestling Federation than Nikki Cross today? After 2 beat-the-clock victories where she didn't win, and a victory last week on Raw where she nicked one after Rhea and Charlotte beat each other up, she's been booked like the best heel in the business. I don't like Nikki Cross's character at the minute. It's weird.
Why did they take away the thing that made her unique, which was how crazy and wild she was, and just made her a nice person?
Oh, they made her stupid.
Yeah, man. They did.
She went from crazy to stupid, and there's a fine line. They've crossed it. They've Nikki crossed it. And then Charlotte attacks Nikki in anger, of course, but Rhea blindsides her with the riptide and walks off laughing, because all women must be laughing in the WWE.
Kofi, come, Kingston.
Ha ha ha, come, ha ha ha.
That was a good slip of the tongue, though.
I think that,
Yes.
was that the new lad?
Billy Bob.
Billy Fighter. He,
I actually don't know his name unless I Googled it.
No, I know.
Billy Fighter.
I feel really bad.
He does sound like Joe Rogan, though, to me. When you just like listen to his voice, it sounds like Rogan on the wrestling.
I think Bill at one point called Charlotte Queen, because it was during her entrance where the announcer goes like, from the Queen City, and he was like, yeah, nobody here is as dominant as Charlotte Queen, and I was like, oh, just get someone who knows wrestling, man.
It's like
I thought that was like a deliberate thing, like Charlotte Queen to her friend. Oh,
no, it's the Pro Evo equivalent of Charlotte Flair.
Yeah. Well, like Merseyside Blue. Yeah.
Oh, the old F1 games, they just replace the letters so you could be Heyman Dill.
There was an old, do you remember International Superstar Soccer? There was like the names down the side of like the players they couldn't get licensed.
Yeah.
It's like that as well.
That was the old Pro Evo.
Wow. Yeah. Yes, of course.
I know people used to book days off work.
Nigeria. What, sorry?
So people used to book time off work so they could sit and play Pro Evo and just spend the entire morning changing the names. Oh, good times. And yeah, so that happened. Jeff Hardy loses to John Morrison in a short match. Cedric Alexander cuts a promo on Jeff afterwards, saying he used to idolize him But now he realizes he's a false... Oh, no, wait, that's MJF promo. And he's going to beat him and put him in a retirement home. And Jeff says he'll retire if Cedric can beat him in a match right now. And Jeff wins. I don't know if it's going to lead to something.
Jeff Hardy said he would retire from professional wrestling if Cedric Alexander beat him in that match. Yeah. The shortest build-up to a retirement match in the history of wrestling, for sure. It was like a minute, was it? Something like that?
Yeah.
But
almost as long as the match.
I think we need to speak about that Jeff Hardy promo he cut backstage with his eyes closed.
Oh! With Riddle.
I know there's like he's the charismatic enigma and he's out there and whatnot, and that's what makes him special. But like that was weird. That was like, how Jeff? Do you sit down, a glass of water, son? Are you okay? It's like, what was he on about? Like, oh, charismatic energy, and I will use your partner to blah blah blah. Oh.
He wasn't delivering it like normal. It wasn't the same as his promo where he challenged Cedric later on. It was like weird. It was like a bad voice acting in a computer game sort of thing.
Like and then he was some sort of zombie with Batista.
And then he opened his eyes, and then the joke was Riddle's like, "You've got 4 eyes, whoa, bro."
I know that Jeff Hardy does do promos like this sometimes because he's always been weird. He's always pronounced or emphasized the wrong word in a sentence. So I don't think this is like him being overly weird. This is just Jeff. Like, at hell in a cell, I'll take you on. Yeah, he always gets it wrong every time, but that's just part of the Jeff Hardy charm.
Jeff's the Carolina setting on the word on the computer reading out the thing.
I will retire if you beat me tonight, Cedric Alexander. But yeah, I don't know what they're doing with Cedric, but it's not much.
No.
Then Eva Marie is set to finally have her first match back against Naomi, but is instead replaced by the debuting Unknown from Unknownsville, Unknownland, because none of the commentators knew who the hell she is. It's Piper Niven from the NXT UK. Eva just stands on the outside as Piper squishes Naomi, then announces herself as the winner. And yeah, okay. It's the first thing of what's going to look like a long-term thing. It's just weird to see the commentary team like not giving NXT UK or Piper Niven any props whatsoever for her background.
Yeah.
Odd decision. But hey, Piper Niven,
do you want to know what the YouTube video is called for this matchup?
Oh, what's it called?
Eva Marie's Mystery Friend versus Naomi. That is the title of the YouTube video. Me and Jack were saying earlier this week, what is the point in NXT UK? Which is a question that a lot of wrestling fans
I was going to say a lot of people.
But now especially that we've seen one of them graduate to the main roster, what is the point in NXT UK if it's an unknown person at the commentary team who work for the same company who put on NXT UK, haven't got a Scooby-Doo who she is?
Yeah.
Especially when it's Piper Niven who has travelled... We were saying this, we've travelled the world and done everything you can do in professional wrestling over a very long time. And now she's some ditzy, naive sidekick who... It's not going to end well. I know we're guilty of doing that wrestling fan thing where we're not letting things play out. But you can see the way that she was acting around Eva Marie and how Eva Marie was sort of dismissing her. It's going to end one way, and it's just the same old bollocks from WWE. It's yeah, it is what it is.
Maybe.
At least she's on Raw, and she decimated Naomi, which is a good thing. That happened.
Maybe she'll end up feuding with Eva. You're right, though. I was about to say maybe when eventually she gets sick of Eva Marie dismissing her, she'll turn on her and they'll have a match and she'll beat her. But now I'm thinking actually what they'll do is she'll turn on her and then Eva will still win because Vince. So yeah,
fancies her.
Fancies her, yeah. Which I reckon Vince thinks he's being proper exotic there because Vince usually fancies blonde women, but she's not blonde. He probably thinks like, I'm really branching out. Wow. God.
Thank you for that, Jack.
Yeah, that's all right.
Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose are having a photo shoot next to the training ring. And
this was mint.
This was so...
What are you on about? Can you keep the noise down while we take pictures?
Next to the ring.
That you can see, because it's behind the camera.
Oh yeah, they didn't... I never even thought of that. Yeah, they didn't even need silence in the room.
No, they didn't.
What?
Yeah, it's got to concentrate really hard to take a pose, I guess.
Yeah.
Apparently so.
They confront the chumps who imply they're all looks and no talent. Mandy and Dana charge the ring and they have a brawl. I can't work out who was supposed to cheer for, it says here. Yeah.
I can't.
I don't get this.
So
I left it in.
So who was the good guy here? Because so you've got the Mandy and Dana. They're being accused of being all talent, all looks and no talent. But then they prove that they're up for a fight because when Natalya goes, "Come on, then," they do, and they get in the ring and they have a brawl. But then, Natalya and Tamina, they were the good guys when they took the belt off Shayna and Nia, surely. So I can't work out who's... And also, aren't they implied to be the good ones because they're concentrating on wrestling rather than vanity and all that? I can't work out what's going on here.
I know who the bad people are. Brooke and Rose are, because they said to Natty and Snooker, "You wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for your surnames." And we know that in WWE, saying things like that is a bad thing.
But sometimes
No matter how true it is.
Sometimes being a second generation talent is a heel thing.
Only
Like-
in 2009, not
Like
now.
legacy. Okay, right, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Now it's a good thing because we can't build stars today unless the name is Roman Reigns.
Fair
we have
enough.
to remember the past. And of course, Tamina was there, which means we cheer Tamina. All the best, Tamina.
No one meaner than Tamina, right?
True, very true. Don't know what Mandy and Dana are stepping to Tamina for, but there's only one thing coming their way, and that is an ass whooping. I didn't
This
mean to
Sunday
say that.
at
I
Hell in
didn't mean
a
to
Cell.
be so severe with my language there, but
Good times. Drew McIntyre cuts a backstage promo where he calls
Oh
Lashley
my God.
Trashly and tells us all about William Wallace, or Big Willie as he calls him. He makes a lot of phallic puns, and it would have been great after bringing up William Wallace. Lashley showed up and goes, "Yeah, he will end up like William Wallace, hang, drawn and quartered at Hell in a Cell." And then Drew would go, "Hang on, only I'm allowed to read the Wikipedia entry for Scotland. Take that back."
I was
That's
watching
it.
that
That's
promo.
exactly it. Sorry, Vince has discovered the Wikipedia entry for Scotland. You're right. Sorry, Ross, go on.
No, I was just watching that promo and just the repeated nature of Big Willie. I was thinking, putting myself into the shoes of a 13-year-old watching Raw, right? You think you'd talk about Will Smith, wouldn't you?
A 13-year-old?
I don't know.
Do kids think about Willie Smith?
Well,
Will Smith?
Will Smith. He was in Aladdin recently.
Yeah, he was.
Was that recently? I hope so. Someone's going to say it was like 5 years ago.
No, I think that was pretty recent. No,
I mean,
I'd
he
say
is
that
still
was 2
big.
years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's still big. It's just, but like the icon that he was in the 90s.
I had a rumour about Will Smith once. There's a
Go
scene
on.
in iRobot where he's in the shower facing away from the camera, and I heard that he had to tape his willy to his leg because it was too big and it would have been in view of the camera.
Wow.
I know. Wow.
Thank you for sharing that, Jack.
Well done. I don't know, it's really stuck with me, that rumour.
Stuck to him as well. Randy Orton and Riddle beat the New Day, and probably the best in-ring thing on Raw. The match is good. I mean, as much as Riddle's awful outside the ring, make your own jokes. They obviously delivers in the ring, but it's not as good as MVP. Still trying to recruit Kofi Kingston, going, just saying,
Yeah.
Xavier Woods taking the pinfall. That's there, pal. I mean,
He's
won't
wasting
be
his
happening
time.
if you're with us.
He's wasting his time.
He's wasting his time.
No, I think there's...
No, the bond between Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston is way stronger than any business, especially the Hurt business. He's wasting his time. Is MVP.
I think the fact that they did the lingering Emmerdale shot, say, I think there is something there. Kofi, maybe just a bit, or maybe he'll join and be like, come on, Xavier. He's like, no. It's like, no, come on, it'll be fun. World title, Kofi again.
MVP in the role of Zach Dingle, trying to recruit Kofi Kingston to the Dingles.
Oh, flat cap Xavier.
Bobby is Shadrach. Is that a Dingle? I didn't watch Emmerdale too much when I was a kid.
Shadrach. Someone brought him up a while ago. Shadrach somehow got mentioned. So I remember checking what happened with him, the fate of his character. The actor requested some time off from Emmerdale. He's like, I need to do something. I'm a bit tired, to be honest with you. And they went, all right. So they killed him off. He went, whoa, I didn't mean like that. Bit harsh. I could see Big E being Butch. Showing up with his...
Who else you got? You got the younger fella with the brown hair. I forgot what his name is. Marvin.
Oh, yeah.
Is it Marvin?
Yeah. Kane.
That could be one of the ladies that they hang around with. Can play Marvin Dingle.
Sam Dingle, who was ripped, which I
He was
wasn't
a bit
aware of.
stupid though, wasn't he? Was he a bit stupid?
Yeah, he plays a
Gormless?
character of a very slow-witted person, and then he like, I know someone who like lives in the area, and Sammy's always jogging. It's like, look at pictures of Sam Dingle. I was like, wait, what? The Forrest Gump dude is like shredded? Wait, what? That's never been a thing on the show. But anyway, the Dingles, yeah, sorry. God. Rhea Ripley beats Asuka, but is attacked by Charlotte Flair immediately afterwards. They have a pull-apart brawl, which leaves Charlotte with a bloody nose. Ooh, no.
Charlotte just really trying to get herself over in that brawl. She's one of them.
The queen.
There's often a wrestler who comes along who you can tell legitimately doesn't like being made to look weak. Doesn't like being vulnerable at all. And I feel like Charlotte might be one of those people. She can't ever be the loser. Which is a weird thing to say because Charlotte, when she loses, it's very effective. Like, you know. But I just feel like sometimes... I feel like she actually gets annoyed. That's just speculation, though. I don't know. Could just be the way she's
Why
written.
don't you like Charlotte Flair, Jack? Come on.
Because she was rude to me once, right?
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's right. But Andrade, though, absolutely lovely. A lovely man. So it was a mixed experience, but it was fine.
Isn't it weird how Asuka and Rhea Ripley, two very good professional wrestlers, don't work together in the wrestling very well? Does anyone
I
else
think
think
it was
so?
all right.
Oh, it's a bit like you know, not as fluid as it maybe could be. I think it's been a bit jolty. I feel like I might be being a bit too harsh after reading the room here. But
I feel like
I watched at WrestleMania and all the matches we've had on Raw. There's always been like a bit where it's like, oh, what do we do next?
I feel like they're both good enough. Like they might not have like chemistry, but they're both good enough that it becomes all right. But you're right, there are miscommunications here and there. But I think generally it was.
The finish was good though.
Yeah.
The riptide out of nowhere, so to speak, was good. And
See, I'm all right.
drip,
Oh, sorry, go on.
Charlotte's drip was good. That's what the kids call it these days, because everyone's got to be some sort of... We've got Johnny Drip Drip, we've got the Drip God, Seth Rollins on SmackDown, and now Charlotte's a drip as well.
Occasionally.
And us three are drips, just talking about it. I think that's how that works.
Occasionally, right?
Go on.
I feel like... You know when you learn that Quentin Tarantino's got a foot fetish, and then you keep seeing feet in every film you watch with Quentin Tarantino, you're like, oh, right. Has Vince? Because... Charlotte again took her shoes off when she did the running. I don't know if it's just because she didn't want to wear heels when she was beating someone up, which makes sense. But this has happened. This happens like not regularly enough for it to be a thing, but enough to make you go, "That's another beatdown where the blonde lady is taking her shoes off." Lana used to do it.
Jack, you're speaking like someone who has never put a pair of stilettos on.
No.
Because if you tried to fight in a pair of stilettos before, because I'll tell you, it's
well, then don't run it in heels.
But you got to look.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Fair enough.
Sassy, haven't you?
Yeah. Exactly.
Just
yeah.
not the most
Women must be
practical.
wearing heels, even getting ready for wrestling. Bless them.
That was
but
the
there
thing
was
with
that
Zelina.
amazing moment when Charlotte Flair ran in to do a run-in and gave it. She ran down the SmackDown ramp and gave a big boot. I was like, she did that in heels. And then she did that once and was like, right, never again. It's like, what was you saying, Ross?
I was just going to say that was the thing with Zelina Vega back in the day when she used to be on Raw and SmackDown and whatnot. You could always tell when she was going to get physically involved and do a Hurricane Rana off the apron because she would wear flats. And other times she would wear the most ridiculous heels you ever see in your life.
No.
So I like Charlotte's consistency, but I fully understand why she has to take off the heels because it's a very difficult skill to fight in heels.
I had a very awkward small talk sort of backstage conversation with Paige at WCPW. I mean, she wasn't a part of... We didn't book her. She just turned
She
up.
showed up.
Yeah.
I'm still under
So-
contract at WWE.
Yeah, I don't... I mean, it was weird, wasn't it? I don't know what else to say.
Crazy period. Sorry, go on.
But, yeah, me and her were just like in the same... Like, there was like a group of people in the room and then everyone left apart from me and her and I was like, I've got to... No, I can't just sit in silence now. So I was like, oh, you're right, and all that. And then she was asking what I was doing or something. I was like, I've got it, because I had a run-in later on. And I was like, I'm a bit nervous about the ramp. I don't want to fall, Paige. And she was like, yeah, well, we have to do it in heels. And I was like, huh? And then there was just silence. And I was like, why can't I talk to people? It was awful.
I thought you were going to say there you asked Paige straight up, well, where'd you get those shoes? They're quite nice.
That would have been brilliant. I wish I'd done that. Never mind.
Just, you're awkward to go, those are nice shoes. Can you walk on my face? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't think that.
What?
Yes, I'm a Tony Atlas type. This is my new gimmick. All right, Jack, cool. Yeah. I think taking the high heels off is the same with like Hogan ripping his shirt. It's like, oh, stuff's happening. Heels are off, lads.
It's like when the heel in the suit always has to take the shirt off. It's constricting, restricting.
Okay.
Both, yeah, constricting and restricting.
Triple H is great at that. The up-rolling of the sleeves.
Let me tell you why you gotta Popeye the Sailor Man.
Didn't Kurt Angle once straps down, then he re-strapped so that he could again pull the straps down again?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
The Shawn Michaels match, wasn't it? WrestleMania.
Awesome. Yeah. That's how serious I am. Right, straps back up. Straps are down.
There's one, you know that horrible feud with Booker T where he wants to sleep with his wife? There's a bit where he's having a match with Booker T and Booker like passes out from a sleeper or something. Angle pulls the straps down to go backstage and chase his wife. He pulls the straps down to do that. It's so, oh my God, it's so bad. Anyway.
Yeah. Oh, strap in for the rest of Raw. Bliss faces Nia and is about to win, but guess what? Reginald runs in for the DQ. Bliss glares at Reggie and walks off. And this is a relatively normal match. No fire, no puppets, no voodoo, no nothing. So I think this... What's up?
Why didn't she use them? She would have won.
I think, again, putting two and two together there because of the cold open where they go, sorry about last week. It was rubbish, wasn't it? And this was no, we'll come back in a bit there. So
I think they were trying to work out how they're going to do Alexa Bliss when they've got live crowds back, and this is what it's going to be like. This was like a trial run, I think, for normal live crowd Alexa Bliss. I like this Alexa Bliss a lot more than the weird, because they would always pre-record the matches, wouldn't they? So she could like change into different costumes and whatnot and do weird things. But I like she was just like a bit more dark and a bit more gnarly and very Bray Wyatt like when she was moving like a snake.
Yeah, she was Bo Dallas like. I put out the very end bit though where Reginald interfered and then went, and then it looked like Bliss was hypnotizing him. But I'm not sure. I'll just wait and see if
that
they
wasn't
keep
on the
this
YouTube
up.
clip. Funnily enough.
Oh, wow. They cut off the best bit. Oh,
Yeah.
no. I'll have to buy the network to see what happens with Puppet Reggie.
Why is Reginald like? Why? There you go. That's
a
why
question,
is
Jack,
Reginald? Like, I like him. It's not his fault. He's entertaining in his own way. But why does he keep getting taken in by people on the roster, and then continues to be a part of the show?
Because he's so damn sexy. That's why, basically.
Is that why? Okay.
He's so damn sexy. He must be, because all of the women want a slice of Reggie. All of them do. Anybody who remotely comes close to making contact with Reggie wants him to be a part of their ensemble.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, because Reggie is a leggy.
Reggie is a leggy.
Reggie is a leggy. That'll be the chanting.
I'd love to rebook Reggie. Just start a game with Reggie.
Rebook it of Reggie.
Yeah, because he's fantastic in the ring, isn't he? Why is he a weird little Frenchman?
Well, he is French, I think. I don't think that's...
No, he's from America, I think.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, I think I've seen an interview with him. I hope I'm right there, where he has an American accent. So yeah, he's a weird little Frenchman at the minute. So.
I hope he is French now. Reginald.
Yeah,
Reginald Thomas. No.
Yeah.
No. No, he doesn't have a French name. Never mind.
What's his real name?
He's from a place called San Luis. Sorry, St. Louis, Missouri.
San Louis!
Yeah.
From Missouri.
He is. He's from Missouri.
J'habite Missouri.
Yeah.
Jackson Riker dominates it. Who cares? Drew faces AJ Styles.
No, don't.
Oh, sorry. Do I have to actually talk about this seriously?
Where you missed the bits
I'm
that you don't
sorry.
talk about.
Jackson Riker dominates a match against Elias, but Elias, the baddie, takes the count-out loss again.
Now we can move on. Because there's
Next up
nothing
we
to
have
say.
Drew versus AJ.
Oh, sorry.
Why is it? I feel so sorry for Elias. 'Cause he's very talented, isn't he? Like, he's a very likable or hateable wrestler, depending on how you want to book him. But when it comes to the wrestling, he's booked terribly, isn't he? Like, he's a in kayfabe terms and storyline terms, he's a terrible professional wrestler.
He's rubbish.
Yeah.
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 Do you remember he took Seth Rollins to the limit once? Oh, no.
did, didn't
Look at
he?
Elias, right? Look at him, right? He must be 6'2" or 3", built like a brick proverbial. Yet he's the biggest, and I'm going to turn Scottish here on this day of all days.
Oh, yes.
He's the biggest fanny in professional wrestling.
Funny.
Fanny. Someone's going to clip that now.
It just reminded me of a bit of Phoenix Nights. When Max and Paddy are on the door and it's a student night and it's the funny farm. And the southern students come up and go like, "Is this the fanny farm?" And he's like, "Fanny farm? You don't want to be in here, love."
I tell you what, I was speaking to Jack Atkins earlier this week, and he goes, carrying Cross in his suit on NXT this week. It's just Max from Max and Paddy.
Oh my god!
I cannot not see it anymore. And I'm sorry to everybody watching who knows of Max and Paddy, because now when you see carrying Cross in a suit, it's Max from Max and Paddy.
Did you beat him? Did you beat that Adam Cole? Oh, aye. Quick scissor kicked at Temple. Oh.
Yeah, and he's pushed to nowhere. That's funny because he sucks. Drew faces AJ Styles and Lashley gets involved with the DQ, so it turns to a 6-man tag. Just the Raw special here, really. Drew and the Viking Raiders versus AJ, Omos, and Lashley. Drew picks up the win with the Claymore, pinning Lashley ahead of their title match at Hell in a Cell.
So Lashley's
Sunday.
winning. Probably.
Now
Lashley's winning in the
this Hell in a Cell this Sunday, now with 33% less saturated cell, because they put the match on SmackDown.
Yes. Yeah. Is there a third cell match?
No, it's just 2.
There can't just be one
now.
Hell in a Cell match
Yeah.
at Hell in a Cell.
No, I'm alright with that. Good.
No, I think that Dom's going in there, whether he wants to or not.
Oh, against Roman. Right.
Yeah, that's what I think will happen.
To
Maybe.
get yeeted.
It's
Can't
going to be
wait for it.
fantastic, isn't it? Because it's, as we were saying, it's like one of the final chances they've got to do something big and stupid that they can't do when there's a live crowd there. So let's just throw Dom like a dart straight off the side of the cell.
No,
Lovely
go,
crash pad down below. Make it like he's died, but he hasn't. 'Cause he's done.
go even more nuts. Like, throw him off, then cut away and he lands on his feet. It's like, aha! Roman, what? Yeah.
Who was it in NXT who did that? Who did the flip over the top rope?
Ricochet.
Yeah.
Oh,
hurt
Dexter
themselves.
Loomis.
Dexter Loomis.
Oh, Dexter
And
Loomis
they
did that.
horrible cut.
Oh, yeah, they had to because he, injured himself. And I'm like, why would you cut that? It's like, oh, because he hurt himself. Because people that size shouldn't be doing that. Yeah.
Dom can, though, and Dom will. It's got to happen now, surely.
I'm imagining he lands like the baseball episode of The Simpsons where Darryl Strawberry flies to catch, and then he just lands like a bird. I want Dominic to just land so gently on the floor. Just,
I pressed R1 at the right time. He's fine.
yeah.
And it got Roman react rubbing his eyes, and he's drinking alcohol on top of the cell and gets rid of it. All the classic reaction shots. Shut up, Maffew. Talk about NXT. William Regal opens the show and gives a retirement speech, but he's interrupted by Max and/or Paddy. He wants Regal to leave and never come back. You bastard. Suddenly, here comes Samoa Joe. What? Samoa Joe? Regal offers Joe the GM position, but Joe refuses, saying Regal should keep his job. He's a good lad. Joe instead suggests he works in an enforcer role. Regal agrees. It says, but you can't get physically involved. You can't have any matches. Crowd boos. And Regal goes, ugh. Unless provoked. Crowd, whoa. And Karrion Kross like, I'll be leaving then.
Yeah, the
was
champion,
very well
big
done.
bad champion.
Yeah.
Kross sucks. His gimmick is he sucks.
Yeah.
I saw quite a few tweets suggesting this amidst all the relief, understandably, that Joe's back. But I saw some people saying, and I agree with it, this was a bad idea executed very, very well. So the idea was executed well because it's Joe, everyone loves him, the promos were great, they're going to be great in the future. But the idea is bad because it's making an authority figure, it's kind of giving him license to make the wrestlers look weak compared
But
to
it's
him.
Samoa Joe, though, isn't it? And he's bigger and stronger, and he's Samoa Joe.
Yeah, that is true. That is
But
true.
to look at the semantics of the situation here,
Okay.
William Regal said that Joe can't be a competitor.
Yeah, he did.
And that to me says Joe's not going to have a proper wrestling match, because after that opening segment, I'll be honest with you, I just want to see Samoa Joe versus Karrion Kross for the title with Samoa Joe winning. After that opening segment, that's what I want to see. But yeah, Regal saying he can't be a competitor, it looks like he's just going to be like Regal's muscle. I'll beat you up because you didn't respect me, William.
Maybe he's done.
That's the thing we were saying this week when we don't know the reasons why he got released in the first place. It could have been like he was literally on a hefty talent contract, which he obviously can't do anymore because of injuries and whatnot. Because it was that thing that was it a concussion or his neck or something like a year or two ago with a TV advert.
Yeah, he got 2 concussions in the space of like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, so maybe he literally can't do the wrestling, but was still on a wrestler contract. So they released him from the contract and then brought him back under a non-wrestling contract. This is me just spitballing nonsense off the top of my head. But I just thought it was interesting how he said you can't be a competitor, but you can get physical if you're provoked.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Do you think we're going to get segments where backstage there's like Cole and O'Reilly and Samoa Joe walks past and Cole does an impression of O'Reilly? Samoa Joe smells! Sure. What? Who said that? Puts him up.
It looked that way because he got a bit physical later on, didn't he? Just taking nay poo from Adam Cole. It was lovely to see.
All I can think of here is the Olivia Newton-John song, because we're saying the word physical a lot. So I want that to be his version of New Jack's Natural Born Killers. Just as he's been
physical.
Yeah, it just comes down.
Samoa Joe! But yeah, I'm excited. Oh, actually, no, I'm getting ahead of myself. Breezango beat Imperium via roll-up. Uh-oh. So Imperium beat them down afterwards and draped an Imperium flag over Breeze.
You can't be draping a flag over another man's body. As we've learned from Cody Rhodes.
Cody snapping pencils backstage out of anger. And he doesn't realise he has to pay for them afterwards, so he puts them back in the tub afterwards. And it would be a shame if there was somebody in Imperium who was big and strong and terrifying, was watching this going, I'm not liking this. Do I not like that? And would show it up maybe in a few weeks' time.
But he's allergic to the Atlantic Ocean, so he can't. If he crosses it, he'll melt.
He can stay there for a bit, but he has to leave. So.
Yeah.
Is this something that you used to do back in the old Dub X Dub days, Maffew? You'll know better than anybody.
No, Ringkampf would rarely lose. They look dominant because.
No, I mean the flag thing.
Oh, no, there wasn't a flag. There was the merch. The scarves, yes. They wouldn't drape the scarves, I don't think. Yeah.
It's sort of come from nowhere then, hasn't it? I like the little touch at the end, like, you know, putting a flag. The disrespect it shows to the opponent.
And we're going to get Imperium being like, oh, well, of course we don't like the Breezango flag. In Breezango, they don't even have healthcare or whatever. The country of Breezango.
Is it massively disrespectful when it's not a real sport? Because if someone had knocked out someone in the UFC and put a flag over them, I'd be like, that is horrible. But apparently Shawn Michaels got annoyed when Mike Tyson did it at WrestleMania 14. And I was like...
No, he draped the shirt over him.
Grow up, Shawn. Yeah, so...
I think it was because they hadn't gone over that bit. And
wrestlers are weird.
Because then Shawn Michaels has to stay there on his back with the shirt on his head.
Is it because he couldn't breathe
well?
Is that? I understand if it's because it wasn't very breathable material.
It's...
Get out of my ring!
Yeah. But I don't know. The whole main event thing was held together by tape, in fairness. So Shawn wasn't in a good headspace. His body was wrecked. Austin's back was bad. Tyson did what he was supposed to, I guess. It worked. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, and you never see that in UFC because if the guy's legitimately knocked out, they're getting proper medical attention. It's like, oh, let me drape my flag. No, you idiot. No, we're doing an angle. No,
someone tries to do a beatdown. They're like, what are you doing? Leave him alone.
Oh no, the lion's den are here. Kicking this dude's like, no, get away from him.
We might as well speak about this now. What the hell's the diamond thingy? Do you see the promo package for that? It looks like it's going to be some sort of UFC fighting club called the Diamond Thingy. I can't remember what it was called. The
Diamond Mine.
That was it, the Diamond Thingy.
The Diamond Thingy.
The diamond is an upside down.
No.
Anyway, carry on.
It's going to be, they're going to call it AEW Diamond Mine. Diamond Mine. And then they're going to...
Boom, let's go to the Diamond Mine and get some diamonds.
Dig the hole. Diamond Mine. No, it looks like it's going to be... What were they called on Impact? Tom was reminding me of it the other day on the news. The Impact MMA stable that they had for a bit. It was quite funny. It was quite good. Can't remember what it was. But
the old fella?
Yes.
I can't remember.
Oh, America's Top Team or whatever. Yeah,
it was a real MMA team, but they were doing a wrestling thing. Yeah.
He was great. He was such a good talker. And he wasn't a wrestling dude at all.
So I think...
about that.
I think it might be similar to that, maybe. But I don't know who's going to be in it. I don't know. What if it's do you remember the big lad that they showed a takeover in the front row? He was like a little Brock Lesnar, He was
You
huge.
mean straight to hell alumni Gable Stevenson?
Sorry, I do. Yes, I do mean Gable Stevenson.
Yeah.
Personal friend of the channel, Gable
Who
Stevenson.
lots of people were like, why have you got a nobody on?
Oh, he's going to be someone.
Oh, they're always like that, aren't they? And then a few months later, hey, I know him from Straight to Hell.
Aye.
I've always supported him since Ross put it.
We'll be retweeting that once he's...
Oh,
once he's
yes,
on the
we
round.
will. Because it did no views.
It's one in the bank for later on.
Yeah.
You're investing in your future. Regal tries to book a match between Cole and O'Reilly as they are fighting backstage, but they start fighting again. So Joe comes along and does what Joe does best and chokes Cole out.
Cole hit him, hadn't
He went,
Like pushed him out the way
Yeah.
as he was getting on, yeah.
That's getting
I like-
physical. so Joe
shut up,
can-
Samoa Joe. And he was like, oh God, sorry. And in the background, Kyle O'Reilly had to like tell a security guard to get him and stuff, but
I do like it though, because maybe if it was somebody else would be going, oh, why is the old timer getting one over the stars of today? But it's Samoa Joe, and he's just bigger and stronger than everybody in NXT. So have him choke out those little nerds.
plus Kyle, sorry, not Kyle, no, Regal, I'll get Kyle O'Reilly and Regal mixed up, I don't know, has been saying, no, I've lost control of the show. Everyone's just bloody brawling around and making a dog's dinner of everything. So Samoa Joe's like, no, we're going to have this done properly now. Enough shenanigans. Enough, I'm trying to think of British expressions. Enough silly bollocks. Never mind the bollocks. Here's Samoa Joe. That'll be the next NXT t-shirt.
Someone sent Pacitti hate mail and called him Lily Livered.
Lily Livered.
After his stint on GB News.
Is this
they
man
were
from
like-
the 1800s?
I know. He was like, you pathetic woke man. And he went on for like 4 paragraphs
Pathetic woke.
talking about wokeness a lot and how he hates it. And then he said, just slipped in at one point, yeah, you are lily livered. And I was like, oh,
That is an either really, really old gammon or a time traveller.
He's a proper gammon.
You
like,
nefarious, lily-livered ne'er-do-weller.
he got in contact. We're not going to go down that route again. The genesis of the Double D
That's
on
right.
the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast. But he offered Adam 3 jobs, which had no sort of prospects to them. One was like, one was jumping in front of a train. One was putting his head in some really hot fat in a chip shop. I think was the phrase, was it? Like really hot fat.
it was weird. It was
Wow,
weird.
he's just very specific.
He was the sort of person
What was
who
the
could
third one? Come on.
shoot
What was
himself,
it?
I think.
Shoot himself
on
in
the-
the head, yeah.
Blow his head off.
Oh, that'll make a really good 3 stages of hell match.
But I think that what he'd done is he doesn't. I think he'd found Adam through the Employ Adam billboard thing. He'd obviously Googled his name and then the billboard came up. Because that's why he disguised the email. The subject line was like, job opportunities. So he's obviously thinking that Adam sat somewhere unemployed and then he'll be like, finally, a job for me. Oh. But instead, Will just laughed at him. So
That is a tremendous bit of hate mail, though.
Oh,
Is he going to
man.
read them out on stream or something?
no, he
It's
shared it on
loads of
Twitter.
them.
It's on Twitter.
Oh, okay. No, that's what it
He
is.
cut the guy's name off in case he seemed a bit unhinged. Like,
I was saying, like, you should just get his email address out there. It would be a shame if his email address made it to Twitter, but yeah, Adam's a bit older and a bit more sensible than me, a bit wiser.
Yeah. Professor
fantastic
Moriarty
after
at gmail.com.
It was fantastic after his bit on GB News. He was like, you can either laugh at everything or nothing. And then one of these people are like, oh, these snowflakes at the day with their genders and whatnot. Got triggered by Adam doing that. It's just these gammons are fantastic.
yeah.
I love
For
Cameron.
someone who says that nobody should take offense at anything, the guy in the email was very offended. Like,
Yeah.
very.
Proper rattled.
A rattle gammon.
A rattled gammon. That's exactly what he was. Tosser.
Thanks, boss. If you have tuned in because of the GB News thing, we apologise for the two hours plus of complete twaddle. But we appreciate you might like the Max and Pally references we've scattered around there. And brown sauce being better than tomato ketchup, which we all agreed on. Kushida's Open Challenge is answered by Trey Baxter, a.k.a. Blake Christian from the Indies. Yay. Kushida wins after a good effort from the newcomer. Afterwards, Kyle O'Reilly challenges Kushida to a non-title match next week. As someone who's watched Blake Christian, it looked very solid here. Very much
the favoritism of Maffew. Here we go.
made a match. He's not made a match.
I couldn't give a toss about Trey
Blake-
Baxter.
Blake Christian,
Oh.
Trey Baxter, is so NXT, right? If he if he was called, I can't think of if he wasn't in GCW, basically, Maffew wouldn't care about him. But now Maffew's like,
oh. But you like it when an indie dude who is custom made
True.
for the NXT style makes it
Boring.
NXT.
Just flips. Boring.
No, bless him.
Oh,
No,
yay,
Maffew. Maffew, I will say Blake Christian did garner some Wrestlers of the Week points in his time, or in my time, doing that show. So yeah, I'm familiar. He's an impressive little boy. That's
He's
so
an
paradise.
impressive little boy,
mean- no,
Blake
sir.
Christian.
Got kick pads, has he? Puffed.
It's okay because at the current rate of signing GC dub people, we're going to see hardcore Nick Gage showing up NXT any week now. So
I will say he's very talented.
That'll be it.
I didn't mean it. I just
the
want to
Diamond
clarify.
Mind, my God,
It's not Nick Gage.
Nick Gage, he's as tough
not-
as diamonds.
It's not going to be Nick Gage.
Do we see that video of Adam Cole doing one of those shoot interviews from back in the day where he speaks about Nick Gage going for ice cream and how excited he got?
No?
Adam Cole was like, I
remember
just wish I was one of those people who could get excited at those kind of things, like nothing things. I just
Yeah.
can't picture Nick Gage getting like really excited about ice cream, but apparently he does.
Oh, it's adorable.
Yeah.
that. Only human.
Just to clarify,
think-
sorry, Blake Christian didn't make very talented. I feel so bad about calling him a little boy when he could batter me if he wanted.
Little boy
Anyway.
with his little kick pads.
No, I didn't mean that.
little Blake Christian.
Oh, I
No,
can
it
do
was
a
just-
I can do a flip.
No, it was
Flippy,
just...
Look at me,
flippy.
ma'am. Look at me, ma'am. I can do a flip. I'm Blake Christian or Trey Baxter. Give me more sports entertainment and less kick pads, I say.
Well, you'll like the next segment then.
Yeah.
Ted DiBiase brings out LA Knight for the $1 million
Here we
title
go.
celebration. Knight talks up DiBiase as his idol and childhood hero. He says that now he's got it all, time to cut some dead weight, and beats down DiBiase, who takes his first bump, I think somebody did some Twitter investigation, since 1998.
Wow.
How old is he? I hear you ask everybody on the podcast. He is
LA
67
Knight.
years old. Ted
No, that's
DiBiase.
how old Ted DiBiase is, not how old LA Knight is.
We need to stop calling him LA Knight on the podcast. We need to start calling him The Rock. Because that promo he cut was another fantastic promo. The most captivating man in all professional wrestling is the current $1 million champion, The Rock Knight. That made no sense. I was trying to do Dwayne Johnson, but that he's the promo he cut, which was like heartfelt, like, oh, you're my hero, and when I was grown up, I watched you, and now I'm here in the ring with you. Bosh! Fantastic stuff from The Rock.
Yeah, and then Cameron Grimes runs out to the save, but Knight leaves with his belt. Dummy, yeah.
This segment was exactly what it should have been, with a little bit of flamboyance from Ted DiBiase, because that bump was textbook, in my uninformed opinion, as someone who has never trained in the wrestling. You just imagine Triple H backstage going like all 2001 again. Good snap.
Good snap, brother. You got a
Tell
big
Ted
hole.
DiBiase, yeah, your balls are out.
One of your nuts is hanging out your shoulder.
Yeah, and it means we're going to get more Grimes Knight, and I'm all right with that.
Yep.
He wants that $1 million title, baby.
More Grimes Rock.
Grimes Rock. Oh, yes, sorry, yes, of
He's
course.
called The
More
Rock
Grimes Rock. The music genres colliding here in NXT. Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai beat Casey Catanzaro and Caden Carter in tag team action. Very solid, decent match here.
I've got the
That's
second
to say.
place in my move of the week in this match, actually, was the
Oh, what was it?
450 to a standing person.
was nice.
Astonishing scenes.
They're keeping their eyes on. I missed out the promo, but what are they doing again? They're keeping their eyes on the way. They're like, watch out, the way. We're gonna take your women's tag team titles.
Is that how they said it?
Yeah,
Like
why
a
not?
newsreader.
That was another crucial bit that wasn't on YouTube, so nice to see how important that bit was.
I left it out as well, to be fair.
So if it's delivered like that, no wonder. And Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher win the main event tornado tag against the grizzled young veterans in a tornado tag where they batter each other and
Yeah.
slapped each other daft
Fantastic.
and didn't swear, beat each other senseless and then slapped them through the table. Doomsday device to the outside and more slapping and dafting and a submission win and a match that should have been a takeover.
Oh, yeah.
But it wasn't. And you know what? This episode of NXT wiped the floor with NXT TakeOver in your house too. Cruelly not
Oh,
called.
I thought you were going to say wipe the floor with Dynamite, which it also did this
I mean,
week.
yeah,
goes
that's
without saying, doesn't
come
it?
on,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Friday night Dynamite. near pop. All red stick near explosion. Oof. That will not be making a return next week. But
all stick, no fuse.
Oh,
maybe.
much better. Thank
Something
you, Jack.
like that. Yeah.
All stick near fuse.
All switch, no spars. I'm been working on my Eubank impression, but it's not working.
It's getting worse.
That actually was way worse.
It sounded more like Lilo and Stitch in it. So I was like, this match was fantastic. That double clothesline marathon thingy that they both did was mesmerising, I tell you. Because normally, like, we get very... Is patriotic the right word when we see an English person doing the wrestlings? Is it patriotic?
Proud of them.
Yeah, they're from here, therefore they must win all the time. But I couldn't get mad at the English folk not winning this one against the dirty Yanks, as Anthony and Gogo like to call them on Twitter so many times. You dirty Yanks. But it was just a fantastic match, wasn't it? Maybe do you reckon it got bumped off TakeOver? Because it should have been on TakeOver, shouldn't it?
Like Ted DiBiase, it got bumped. TakeOver.
Maybe it did.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm happier though with NXT being the takeovers being that short.
Oh yeah,
I'm all right with that. But this week, I'm someone who has said many times that NXT does nothing for me. But I decided to watch this week's because I was interested in Samoa Joe, the announcement, Regal, everything else like that. This was the most fun I've had watching a whole episode of NXT in a long time, and I'm invested to see what happens next. So fair play.
Yeah, sorry, Joe.
Oh, okay. I feel bad. Is this?
Go on. I'll speak after you. It's fine.
It was a variety show, wasn't it? It had a mixture of everything. Storytelling, flips. The very talented Blake Christian. Great guy. I feel so bad, man. And
bland and boring.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not being given a chance.
It'll be alright with some daddy sauce.
But yeah, it had a bit of everything. Sorry, Ross, go on.
No, I was just going to say what Maffew was saying. Like, my likings, my investment in NXT has gone completely over, since it basically moved to 2 hours, which is what we feared the most, didn't we, when we heard that was going to be a thing. But getting Samoa Joe back piqued my interest, and you're thinking, I'll watch NXT like properly, like sort of try and get invested again. And like that episode was it did feel like a bit of a throwback NXT. It felt like back in the day, and it was good, which is a nice thing to see once again, because it had lost its way. It had become Raw light, but this was back to NXT being good.
Tell you what, I've got some. You remember when Maffew used to be like, when the podcast wasn't as long as it is now, Maffew used to go, you got any other news from the world of wrestling, Jack? And I'd go, yeah, and then I'd stumble my way through. I've got some news from elsewhere in the world of wrestling, guys.
What is it?
That one of the best women's matches ever has reportedly taken place in Stardom. It's Utami Hayashishita and Syuri, and they had like a 45-minute match. And I haven't watched it yet, but I'm going to. And apparently, it's being talked up as one of the best women's matches ever. And not just in women's wrestling, just a match of the year candidate. So that's very exciting for Stardom. Just throwing that out there for anyone listening. So, Maffew, stop trying to think of something cutting to say.
I learned my lesson about speaking about Japanese pro wrestling from the Ladies a while ago, Jack, when me and you got cut down on Twitter by the experts. So I'm just going to sit here in silence. Yes, it will be a fantastic match.
I wonder wait, is the Observer out? I'm going to find out what it... Yes, I remember that day. We said that a silly promotion was silly, and it was a stupid promotion, and people were taking it too seriously, and they need to get some lives. Gotta move. Suck my... Okay, wow.
Well, that'll help things. They'll put down that fire. Well done.
No, it's actually very creative, the way they explore the space and the window, and... Oh, shut up, man.
Me and Jack got stick...
You say exactly the same things again.
We got stick for not watching that promotion when, our full-time jobs is to watch everything else. I
watched a bit of it, and I just couldn't get on board.
Now, in fairness, wasn't it because you were doing a video on all the Japanese women's...
No, we were speaking about Emi Sakura on AEW.
Yeah.
Oh, was that it? Right.
I just sort of mentioned what she had been doing instead of being on AEW, and fell into the trap of trying to speak about that. So.
I nominated Mayu Iwatani for Most Underrated in our own awards, and I got no praise. But I mentioned a stupid promotion being stupid, and I might as well be the Judas in my mind. Awful.
Check. No respect, King. I'm losing to a rug. So, that was the week in wrestling. God, that was a long bit.
I should never have said anything.
Love it. I love the passion you guys have.
I won't be on Twitter for another few weeks. I'm going to steer clear for a while.
So with England versus Scotland, so we'll talk about anything else.
Let's have a rummage in our mail bags.
Now let's have a little old rummage in the mailbag. Number 1. Hello, culty daddies. Today I bring to you a rather simple question. What wrestler do you think should have had a major title run? It doesn't matter what period of wrestling they're from, as long as they're a wrestler who you've always liked and believe they should have been given at least a chance with a big belt. I wasn't watching that much back then, and I don't know what the general opinion is, but I've always really liked Test. And he's one of those who's really brought up in conversations. I'd have liked to see him with the WWE Championship. My kindest regards, Matthias from Seville. Thank you, Matthias.
Oh, Seville. Lovely.
It's a nice place.
Apparently so. It looks stunning. One of my mates went and lived in Seville. She was doing Spanish at uni, so she lived in Seville. I asked her if she was Sevilla or Betis in the team. She said, I'm from the Betis part of town, Jack. Right, anyway, Roddy Piper for me. I think Roddy Piper.
I was going to say Piper as well.
Sorry.
I hate that thing where he didn't need a title. How fun would a heel Roddy Piper title run have been back in the day?
Yeah.
It would have been fantastic.
Yeah, apart from the fact they would never lose to anybody, ever.
That's fine, it's Roddy Piper.
Yeah. But eventually you do need to lose it.
I know the model at the time was babyface champ turning away all the villains, but Piper, there's lots of bad guys from that era, isn't there? Who should Perfect as well, maybe. I think Piper's the obvious one though.
I was gonna say DiBiase, but
he didn't.
NXT
it doesn't count.
They did show it. Yeah. It's gonna say that
count.
They are kind of trying to say, yeah, well, we know we've always said this doesn't count. Maybe it does. Because people who don't know, he bought. Yeah, on NXT TakeOver, they showed him with the title that he paid Andre the Giant to give him. He bought the world title from him.
If they start recognizing Ted DiBiase as a WWF champion, I don't know what I'm gonna do. My whole concept of reality will be turned upside down. I'll be like, oh, we're recognizing Spanky now as well. Then
that's no.
Well, I'm just saying.
No. I'm still annoyed. I don't know why I get this annoyed, but why no one could explain properly the rules to those scramble matches they did. They were simple. Someone's got possession of the title. No, I'm not mad at you. I'm just mad at how bad they gave it to Jim Ross and I guess Lawler, maybe at the time, and Cole, and none of them between them had a brain cell to rub together to explain this. So, like, whoever has possession of the title, but then needs to be the possessor of the champions. So that person's currently the world champion. It's like, no! Brian Kendrick's not a former world champion.
So do you think that he should have been? Is that your answer?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
No, let's.
But it was the Brian Kendrick should be former champ. I'll give him
Razor Ramon?
My pick. I mean, Razor should have. I think that him not getting pushed through 95, 96 was.
Can I guess what the answer's going to be, Maffew?
Go on.
Is it going to be Ryback?
It is going to be Ryback.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
How did you guess that?
He loves saying that Ryback should have beat CM Punk in that match.
Not enough people say this. Not enough, because obviously what's happened afterwards, he's a bit of a plonker and all this stuff, and me stupid and hurt CM Punk and all the rest. But undefeated streak going into Hell in a Cell 2012. Supposed to be Cena versus Punk. Oh, Cena's injured. Undefeated Ryback of all the momentum, because all he's done is beat people and do feed me more over as hell, taking on the bad guy champ. That was the time to do it. All the times they show those replay packages of Goldberg and him beating Hogan and the Dome and all those people, and they've never been able to do it again. And it was right there. It said they had Brad Maddox become a character, screwed Ryback. It's all right though. They're doing a 3-way next month with Cena, who's now not injured. Wait, who's this? The Shield? Oh, it's a weird new gimmick, isn't it? I'm sure this won't surpass anything Ryback's done and made he take away all his heat and credibility. And it was done after that. I think I've just
Wade Barrett. That was the other one. I was like, there's an obvious one in my mind somewhere, but obviously Wade Barrett. Are we biased because we're English and we love Wade Barrett? Or yeah, okay, fair enough.
Well, that bad news. Barrett was legitimately. Maybe not as Wade Barrett. Maybe bad news. We're not being.
No, before bad news.
Oh, yeah, the NXT run in 2010.
NXT leader Barrett, yeah.
I'm just saying, like maybe if we said bad news, we wouldn't be classed as biased because he was over. He was more over in the America, I would say, in my uninformed opinion, once again, than he was when he was just Wade.
Is it true? I read somewhere that Bad News Barrett was invented by Cody Rhodes.
I've heard that, yeah.
Yeah, he used to apparently... Matthew, have you heard this?
No.
Apparently Cody used to laugh at Wade Barrett backstage for being old. And he used to say, I remember watching you in the 80s when I was a kid. You were Bad News Barrett. You'd come out and give bad news.
Oh. Okay, that's a good idea. Because you say that Ted DiBiase Jr. Did an interview with, I think it was WrestleZone, and said he denied that he yelled backstage a certain thing that I've milked into the ground with my videos, and said, no, Cody likes saying things that didn't happen over and over again, so everyone accepts that they did happen, because Cody keeps on saying it.
He's a wind-up, is Cody.
He's a wind-up.
He's a wind-up.
Certainly is. You know what? Cody Rhodes didn't win the world title either.
Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
Woo!
That Cody Rhodes. Lads of Cultaholic. 5th time writing in. Wow. Keeping this one short and sweet. Oh, like yourself. Jeff Hardy versus Matt Hardy is one of my favourite rivalries in WWE history.
Ooh.
And having solid rivalries with Edge and CM Punk for the big gold belt. I'd love to see Jeff have one more run with the belt. So my question is, would you put Jeff back into the WWE/Universal title scene? And how would you book it? Thanks for all the content. I love you guys. Jamie T, Lancaster, England.
Jamie T. Thank you, Jamie T.
Yeah, she will want Jamie T.
Sheila goes out with her. Thank you,
I went
Jamie.
uni with a guy who is it Sticks and Stones?
Yeah.
He's like, this is my Downing song.
Oh.
He would wait for the chorus of that and then knock it back. I was like, why do you wait for a chorus for a song? Just knock it back. He like proper G himself up, and then when the chorus grew, he went, way!
Oh, that's a bit odd.
Yeah.
Is he a wrestler? Why has he got such pageantry?
I don't know.
Were you friends with him?
I lived with him. He was a nice guy. Just that one bit. Just one bit of him. I didn't agree with his character.
Was it the Scouse lad?
No.
No.
He wouldn't do that. He wouldn't do that. That'd be classed as wool behaviour. Behaviour of the wolves from over the water in the Wirral. Don't want to be a wool, apparently.
Jack Atkins is a wool.
I know he is, yeah. Terrible human being by all accounts. Well, what was the question? Jeff Hardy.
Do you remember last Sunday you saying, Owen, you don't sound Scouse, you sound like you're from Cheshire.
Cheshire, yeah. It does. Sounds a bit too posh, doesn't he? Hasn't got that raspy...
He doesn't have that.
No. The raspy, the working class...
Which makes him far more pleasant to live with, that he doesn't have the... But he does have a burning hatred of Everton, though.
Yeah.
So how would you book Jeff Hardy or put him in the WWE Universal title scene, get him ready for a run at the top? I think all you need to do is go, hi, I'm Jeff Hardy and I want a title shot. And that's all you need to get done, because he's always popular. He's never stopped being popular. Even if he's down there wrestling Cedric Alexander in retirement matches or up in the top of the card, people love Jeff Hardy.
Initially, I would have disagreed with Jamie T and said it's too late for Jeff Hardy. But they gave The Miz another title run. So I think Jeff Hardy will be allowed as well. And I agree with you. He doesn't need a reason particularly, because he's always going to be popular forever.
This is what I would do, right? Even though I don't necessarily agree it's a good wrestling theme. The first show back with fans, I'd have them come out with the Hardy Boys normal tag team theme. Yeah. And I'd have them go, no, pals, this isn't right for me. Have him do a twist of fate and a swanton bomb to Kevin Dunn. And then No More Words plays. Even though No More Words I don't think is very good at all. But a lot of people like it, and good for them.
Do you also prefer just the normal Hardy Boys theme?
Yeah.
Same. But
it gets me going a bit more.
But I only recently in life learned that everyone goes mad for More Than Words.
Well, I had a feeling there was a strong liking for No More Words, and I found this out in my...
More Than Words.
More Than Words. But I found this out to my detriment when I did a tier list about wrestling themes from back then and said it on camera, recorded, it's out there somewhere, and I got tweets, I got everything. People passionately like that song. I just don't think it's very good.
Because they love Jeff Hardy.
On the wall. Is that
that one, yeah.
The normal Hardy's theme's better. Maffew?
So prepare yourself for some tweets now, Jack, after you said that one.
Oh, no.
I like both themes. Ha 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 ha. I'm playing both sides.
I don't not like it. I just don't think it's.
I think it worked for when they were boosting up Jeff Hardy to that level. Yeah, we know he's had this theme for ages, mates, but now he's Jeff Hardy, possible world champion. And because I had all that motivation and build-up in 08 and 09, then it was a perfect time to switch it.
If Maven had that song, no one would like it. But Maven had a banger of a song, yeah. Oh.
Yeah, I want an apple pie.
Yeah. It's up there with Alex Riley for unnecessarily good themes. Say it to my face.
Oh, Maven's theme. I messaged Maffew once out the blue and just went, I've just listened to it up to the chorus for the first time in about 20 years. I can't believe how good it is. Yeah.
His Titantron should have just been that drop kick on the Undertaker over and over again. So yeah, that's how we'd have it. That's all you need to do. Because he's still young to people. So Jeff Hardy's not old. Put the face paint on.
So handsome for his age. How? Not even for his age. He's handsome for any age. I don't get it.
Yeah. A man for all ages. Jeff Hardy. Yeah. Next question. Hello. This isn't wrestling related. Oh, so it's a perfect fit for this podcast. Hey, you know as well. Scrolling through the comment section of the June 11th podcast, I stumbled upon a name that instantly caught my attention. By the name, I could tell that this person shared the same ethnicity as me, and it's a name that only a female would have. Finding a girl that likes wrestling is rare enough, but a girl that is also of my people, needle in a haystack, to say the least. I, then intrigued, went into creeper mode. It says here, as you do. That's not the royal you're holding out there. And clicked on her profile to find out more. Unfortunately, there wasn't much info there, but there was a playlist of her liked videos. In it, I found what could have just as easily been a list of my likes. Clips of Seinfeld, Friends, Archer, songs that I like, comedians that I like, and of course, lots of various wrestling content. Based on said content, I think it may be safe to assume that we are also of similar age. So I'm thinking one of two things happened here. Either I found my soulmate in the most ludicrous way possible, or I just fell in love with an online Russian bot or something.
Oh, God.
That said, there are just too many signs, you said it, that for me not to shoot my shot, but I couldn't think of how. So this is what I came up with. You read my story on the podcast and give me ideas on how or if I should move forward.
No!
At the same time, hopefully she, if she is actually real, says, also listens to this, and if I do somehow manage to contact her, perhaps she wouldn't be as weirded out. I've never asked you for anything before, lads, but I have to call in this favour. Godspeed and the build up here. KG from Vancouver, Canada.
Thank you, KG.
Yes, you are KG.
To peel the curtain back on this question, KJ from Vancouver. I've put the mailbag together yesterday, and I read your email, and I sent it to the group chat with the shareholders, and I was like, well, this is a bit weird, isn't it? This is a bit of a creepy story, isn't it? Let's look at this, lads. And Jack was like, let's put it in the podcast. So this is all on Jack. No. Because I was like, oh, it's a bit weird from KJ.
Did I actually sit at one second?
It's all Jack's fault. That's fine. We don't need to hear Jack's explanation. What I will do then
is I'll give KJ some real advice. KJ, it's probably a real person based on the likes and stuff. No guarantee that it's going to be not a catfish. And also, even if it's not a catfish, I don't know if this is the best way. I don't know.
The use of the word soulmate which is what it put me off the mailbag. So KJ,
what I will say is, KJ, clearly a very enthusiastic young man. I commend your enthusiasm and your sense of romanticness in this world as well. But just be careful of being duped, my friend. And just get out and get some interest in that and meet some women. And oh no, all the kids these days are on Tinder, aren't they?
Get yourself on Tinder.
Whatever. I don't like it personally, but
I've never been on Tinder.
My God. When I used to live with Jodie, this was mine and Sam's old flatmate, she showed us her Tinder. And obviously I'd never seen the girl's point of view of Tinder. And it just made me feel desperately unattractive. Like everyone on there was like 6-packs and like I just didn't understand where all these lads were.
That's what I would have to do
You're
though, if
looking
I
for
was
that
on there. Just put a picture of a model, get a picture of Scotty T off Joey Shaw, his shirt off, put Rossi T, and then turn up and it's me, and then they'd run away.
That's the
Yeah,
and I
do
just,
that-
And then you message the
KG.
mailbag, Ross, weeks later asking I could do it. I think this person, KG, just make like Craig
KJ.
David. KJ. Me and KG. Make like Craig David. Make a watch Raw on Monday. Then NXT and AEW Dark on Tuesday. Watch WTF Moments on Wednesday. And on Thursday and Friday and Saturday, watch Twitch on Sunday.
okay, that was interesting.
I wrote that
advice
down.
there. That was interesting.
Yeah, well, Craig David's all right. He's still being talked about years later.
Well, he came back in the biggest way. I was blown
Did
away
he?
by. So I was, yo, God. Craig David had his career ruined by Bo Selector and then somehow recovered. Like, it was amazing.
He's still about today, isn't he?
It was like Shawn Michaels coming back from injury, but longer in between. It was amazing. Craig David's comeback was outstanding. And everyone's forgotten about Bo Selector and that. Only us losers.
That's right. We are. That's why we give the best dating advice, especially if it's online. And it is weird how we are nowadays. Everyone's dating on Facebook and on Twitter, on YouTube likes. Apparently, it is very easy just to become a creeper, a stalker, a checker of people's details now, and it's normalized. Because back in the day, this would have been like, oh well, I went round their bins. And it turns out they read the same newspaper as me, so I think we have that in common.
No, it's not like that. Everyone's had a bit of a stalk before on Facey B, haven't they?
We have, and I remember explaining to some of the older family members, like, what are you doing? Like, you're seeing their profile and looking at what they like? Like, yeah, that's what you do. And he's like, do you? Do they know you look at the profile? I'm like, well, it's public.
Yeah.
But it is weird how it's suddenly changed to, no, this is socially acceptable. This is normal. Emailing a YouTube show about this. But I am quite devastated by this. Go on.
What if she then gets in touch?
Oh, I
if
think
it-
that's
what
what
if
we're
it
hoping
works?
for.
What if it
like
works
the Macho Man Hogan storyline we had a year ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Elizabeth, yes.
And Miss Elizabeth, that's right.
To
So
be
hopefully
fair,
we'll hear.
we do have a good track record of putting people, like giving people good advice and stuff like that. So just send her name in next week, KJ.
No,
Just
don't
send
do
her name in.
No, if you don't hear
Maffew
from the person, I'm worried now. But like the person we will check our mailbags, and if the person that is from Vancouver, Canada, who watches this, there can't be many people, should send something in. If we don't hear from anything, KG, that's the sign
KJ.
to move on. KJ.
But to KJ, do not get too invested because
Yes,
you'll
good
just
advice.
get your heart broken when it turns out she's actually called Stanley from Bradford, England.
There's a football podcast I listen to called the Jaffin Podcast. It's James and Flav for Now podcast, right? And they often they're like us, like their podcast barely about football, and they take advice from listeners or they answer their questions. And one guy was like, "There's a girl I like at work. Thinking about asking her out, but I'm a bit scared, don't know what to do." And they were like, "Yeah, just go for it, man." And then a week later, he messages in like, "We're going for a drink soon. I'm really excited for it. But she's coming around to my house beforehand, and I'm thinking of playing her a song that I wrote about her." And they both go, "Whoa!" So KJ, don't write a song about her. That's my advice. Bit too far.
Yeah.
I was watching that First Dates on Channel 4.
Yes.
What a fantastic program. There was this guy, and he'd been set up with this lass who they knew each other from a holiday camp somewhere. I've made that sound like it was bank camp. From a lad's holiday, and she was one of the reps, basically.
Whoa.
And he knew who
Fit rep.
he knew who he was getting set up with. So because he knew her, he wrote her a song. And on their first date, he sang her this song, which was not like Yellow by Coldplay or something like that. It was like a proper bespoke song about her. And then she just told him to go away, which was fantastic television.
She just told him to go away.
It's
I
weird how
put it
you
nicer than that, but the crux of the message was just leave me alone now. See you later.
Wow.
It's nice to know reading this that people are still passionate about these things, and it is negative to find out that Tom's burner accounts on YouTube are getting more action than I am currently. So Shouts there to Tom's burner account. Thank you, KG.
Did Tom say something last week to imply that there are burner accounts?
Yeah, Tom's got burner accounts. He admitted so last week.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, it's exactly it.
He said on the podcast.
What
He did.
actually
We don't
happened?
lie in this podcast. It's all real.
Okay, I'll have to go and find what he said then.
Tom has these burner accounts which he leaves positive comments about himself
What?
on his own videos,
No, he doesn't.
just to drown out the negative ones.
Wait, what?
This was a huge scope from last week's podcast.
Was he joking? First of all,
Tom never jokes.
First of all, Tom doesn't get... Like, there was a lot of negativity when he started, which was stupid because he's actually better. He's a better presenter than all of us put together. But why has he got burners? No, he doesn't.
He does.
Was this a joke? Was he
He's
joking?
got a bow burner.
No, see, I can't tell if he's being serious or not.
No, he said on the podcast last. I forget which segment it was in, but he's got burner accounts.
But the negativity's subsided now for Tom. He's getting lovely comments most of the time. We all get hate from time to time. He doesn't need to do that. God. No, he doesn't. You've made this up. I can't believe this.
Well, we're just full of good advice this week, aren't we? We can trick even ourselves. So, KG, just do the opposite to whatever we've said. But we do encourage you and everybody else, if you have any thoughts, queries, mind-boggling facts, and an excuse for me to bring up Ryback, who should have been champ in 2012, to mailbag@cultaholic.com.
Oh, the thing. Hang on.
Go on.
We forgot to do the thing.
The thing.
The thing.
the
I
thing.
need to thank a person called... Oh, I've forgotten to write their name down. It's in that chat from the other day, but somebody... Oh, God, this is
He's
terrible.
just building up, ladies and gentlemen. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's Ross.
No, it's not. It's Alan Davey. Alan spelled with two L's. ALLANDA. Haha. VAEY. Sorry. Alan Davey.
Thank you,
who-
Alan, for this.
I
This is
don't know
class.
how much money he spent on what you are about to see and or hear, but we got a cameo sent to us from Rutledge Wood, who clearly has no idea, first of all, about, the great ship Cultaholic, but also the fine sport of professional wrestling, as you're about to hear, as Richard plays the thing right now.
Fellas, what's up? Happy birthday, Jack. Happy birthday, Ross. It's your buddy Rutledge Wood. I heard you guys are huge fans of Floor is Lava. That's so awesome. I hope I get to meet you guys sometime. Heard y'all are both diddlers. You love the WWE. Jack, let's be honest. I'm a big fan of the Yeti myself. Ross, Matt Jackson, both awesome. I'm in the pool today pretending the water is lava. That's what I'm doing. That's right. Heard y'all both like big ducks and manky swans. Y'all are awesome. Hey, great news. We're going to do another season of Floor is Lava. We're going to start shooting in a couple months. It's going to be so much fun. Who knows, maybe one day y'all get to be on there with us. Wouldn't that be fun? There's just one rule. You know what it is. Don't fall in. Why? Because the floor is lava! Yes! Happy birthday, you guys!
We have some notes from Alan in terms of what he requested on Cameo from Rutledge Wood. Number one, at no point did I mention a birthday. It was under the category of pep talk. So that was a pep talk from Rutledge. He must have been drunk. Let's just assume he's drunk.
It's both of our birthdays.
It's both of our birthdays.
What
Hey,
a
Jack, hey,
coincidence.
Ross. Happy birthday, guys.
Sorry, that was just the only. That was the only. We've got 3 points there. The second point is I'll happily send you what I wrote if you'd like. There's no need. We understand that Rutledge Wood is an arsehole. And third, I requested this at the end of my night shift last night and was half delirious. Sorry. There's no need to apologise, Alan. That was
you ruined my day.
fantastic. The little details like Matt Jackson being fantastic. Thinking
my
that
cheeks
we're both diddlers. How nonchalant did he say that, by the way?
And then how old he thinks that we're like 7 because I'm in the pool right now pretending
I'm treating the water like it's
pretending
lava.
the water is lava.
You're like
Rest in
manky
peace, Rutledge, if that's
swans.
the case.
Yeah, manky swans and fat dogs. So it's the shout out to the big fat dog,
Oh man!
which I have saved on my desktop
But how does
in
he
case of
make it?
situations like this. Manky swans.
But how does he make it sound so natural? He's saying a collection of unrelated to him nonsensical stuff, and yet he makes it sound like he actually has these opinions and he means it. Americans are spooky when they're charismatic. I don't know how he makes it sound normal.
I like how he slipped in there as well. One day I hope to meet you guys, because of course that's what everybody's dream is in life, is to meet.
Yeah, I want to meet you.
To meet Rutledge Wood. Why is Rutledge? What is Rutledge's thing about meeting him? And that's a thing.
That is a fantastic.
For those who,
sorry, go on.
For those who don't know, and Matthew's trying to overshadow what was a hilarious cameo with Monkey Swan, which was also hilarious, admittedly. But why is he keeping it on the screen?
Because it's so people can read it. He mentioned you
kept it on there for like 2 minutes, Matthew.
Sorry, I'm not bitter at all that he didn't mention me on my birthday.
So you've got the same birthday as us as well.
That's right. All three of us have the exact same birthday.
For those who don't know, the prize of the winning the floor is lava. I don't know if there's a cash prize or not, but also you get to meet Rutledge Wood after the show. So I don't get why meeting him is such a thing, and I don't get any of that. But it's fantastic. Sweating, my cheeks are hurting.
I just can't believe he didn't ask for a birthday request, but the entire thing was a happy birthday. Rutledge, and he's shirtless at the pool as well, giving something for the mums and dads at home.
Hey guys,
hopefully that doesn't get us demonetized for naked nipples being on YouTube.
I'm in the water right now, pretending that the water is lava.
That's such a thought. Yeah, as Ross said, well, you're dead then.
Yeah, why would he say that? Just ruining the very the very kayfabe of the floor is lava, which of course kills actual human beings. So
they take it very seriously. Yeah, they've got a strong sense of kayfabe on the floor is lava.
Kayfabe.
They've got lava fabe.
Oh god! Well, thank you very much for doing a cameo.
Thank you, Alan.
For us, the Lucky One podcast that could.
There. Thank you so much, Alan, and thank you to Rutledge Wood as well.
Just for being alive. Thank you, Rutledge, for everything you do.
It's Cultaholics.
Big question.
Wow. What a long lava-filled podcast. And there's still a big question to go.
Yes, there was no, I should mention, there was no Reese's Pieces this week, but we did have Rutledge chat, so...
And the podcast is long enough after that massive week of wrestling, so I'm sure you'll be fine. Unless imagine if there's a very passionate Reese's Pieces fan out there.
Rutledge is listening along. Oh, man! I want my Reese's Pieces. No, God.
And I've been
like WWE and our diddlers.
It's like Psycho Mantis smell like a solid. I heard you like monkey swans.
The best bit is how he thought the birthday was never mentioned. Oh, phenomenal.
The big question is Hell in a Cell this weekend. What's going to be the best match?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, it's all right, Jack. I'll read them out for you.
Okay, then.
Well, it's not going to be the Big Dom versus the Big Dog, because that is No, Dominic's not wrestling. I just want to say that, didn't I? Rey Mysterio taking on Roman Reigns, because that has been moved to SmackDown.
Weird.
Yeah.
So are we including it in our question then? No, I guess we can't.
Well, let's see the rest of the card.
Hypothetical of Dominic versus Roman.
In case that happens, okay. I think that could be very, very fun.
That'll be like last year's one. Very dramatic. Roman Reigns shouting at Dom, I killed your father, now I'll kill you.
Yeah.
Do you remember when I killed your dad? And he's like, yes, it was a day ago. Oh, yeah, fair enough. So the other matches are going to be Alexa Bliss versus Shayna Baszler. Ooh.
Oh.
No.
Not for me, Jeff.
Bianca Belair versus Bayley for the WWE SmackDown Women's title.
That could be good.
In with a shout.
Yes.
Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair for the Raw Women's title.
I think I'm going to be very,
Not for
very
me, Jeff.
angry.
I think Charlotte's got that one in the bag, Jeff.
Yeah.
There's been a red card, Jeff. For who? For Rhea Ripley's Raw Women's title reign.
As the Jeff, I must have missed that. A red card. Bobby Lashley with MVP versus Drew McIntyre. Last chance Hell in a Cell match for the WWE title.
Has the potential to be both just two big lads slapping the poo at each other, which would be fantastic anyway, but something we have seen before at this point, I do concede, but also quite interesting from a storyline perspective if Kofi Kingston takes heed of MVP's words from...
That would be good. That would be because otherwise I've got no real interest in seeing Drew and Bobby again, even if it is in the Cell. Cell's not even that good, is it, anymore? Really? Are Cell matches good now?
They need to get... Well, we've said this a million times. Just get rid of the gimmick pay-per-view and have them be the worst stipulation you can do in the wrestling. Well, in WWE anyway. I miss those days when you knew...
Yeah.
Hell in a Cell! Oh my God, no! Miss those days.
Is that just the crowd? Is that just people who watch it?
It's the crowd, it's the commentators, it's the heel involved with the piece. It's fantastic.
Thank you for that, Ross. And that's all there is announced,
I'm
according
just
to
imagining
Wikipedia.
Triple H. No!
I got to say, I can't follow that. God, by default, it was like Lashley versus McIntyre will be the match because I like their chemistry. I like them beating each other up. McIntyre is a bit moany at this point because he had the title match at WrestleMania. He lost due to MVP looking at him at the wrong time. He was kind of like, a lot of people cheering for Lashley during that match. Then he had the three-way match, which he didn't win because it involved Braun Strowman, half man, half train. And so Drew's like, aha, you did not beat me. It was a triple threat match. I'm like, you sound salty, mate. It's that, well, you didn't win the triple threat, so you should get another shot. Hang on.
I hope Bobby beats the Scotland out of Drew McIntyre so Drew McIntyre can go back to being just a likeable guy who can also kick folks' head off because that's what sort of made him really popular in the first place, wasn't it? Just you could tell he was having a good time. He wasn't being cringy or forced or anything like that. He was just a big strapping lad doing big strapping things, but now it's gone too far. Yeah. Too far. And it's not just because of the William Wallace. Well, yeah, it's just cringy, innit? Just like, ugh.
Yeah. I think it'll be the other side. I think it becomes so Scottish, they become a parody, and he'll win the W title after smashing a shortbread over Bobby Lashley's head. And Lashley sells it like...
shortbreads.
Yeah. No, one of those extra long shortbreads. You know, you've seen them. And smash it, and he's like, he sells it like it's a Singapore cane.
I feel like wrestling is obviously very cartoonish, but there's a line, and I'm worried that in WWE these days, everyone becomes a cartoon, on the main roster anyway. Like, why is Drew...
The good guys,
Yeah, why has Drew got to suddenly be Groundskeeper Willie?
Yeah, he is a cartoon. The Family Ness.
Oh, I don't get it.
Whoosh!
Was that the...
Oh, Matthew's gone.
I broke me in there.
Is he back? Is he back? He's back.
A reference so crap, it broke me in there.
What is
Sorry
the
about
Family
that.
Ness?
Oh, it was an old cartoon about some
Was that on
Scottish people.
CBBC with the Loch Ness Monster was there as well?
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that one.
I don't know that one.
That's an old one, that. That's a pure old one.
I don't know. I
I'm
don't
sorry.
remember that. Do you
I'm
remember
sorry for breathing.
Was Loch Ness Monster purple?
Yeah, he's a weird colour.
Do you remember Jeopardy? Not
Jeopardy.
the American game show, the Scottish teen drama for kids.
No.
This group of Scottish... It wasn't a cartoon, it was live action. This group of, like, students went over to Australia from Scotland and have encounters with aliens and stuff. Me and my mate used to, like, absolutely eat it up every week. We'd go around each other's house like, do you see what happened on Jeopardy? But looking back, I think it was probably terrible. But I'm gonna nominate that next week. I'm gonna just do some research. Sorry, I think the best match will be... I'll go for Bianca and Bayley. Or if Reigns and Dom is on the card, then Reigns and Dom. But at the minute, I'll go for Bianca and Bayley. Hopefully it doesn't become stupid. What do you think, Ross? Have you said one?
I'll go for Roman Reigns. Just Roman Reigns is on the card, he'll no doubt be the best thing on that card. Because it's not a pay-per-view that's... We've said this so many times, haven't we, with WWE, that it's not really the most inspirational card, but then they pull it out their arse somehow, don't they? So maybe it's going to be one of those shows, because I'm not really feeling too many of the matches, maybe apart from, obviously, Roman and Ray, maybe. But
I feel... like you say, we've mentioned it enough times, but this is such an underwhelming build. That I just
can't
don't
believe they released Braun Strowman when it's Braun Strowman season right now.
Yeah.
It's always in the summer where Braun goes in the title picture, then always has nothing to do come WrestleMania time.
Very bizarre.
How bizarre! How bizarre! Do.
R.I.P. I think he died not long ago. The singer.
Ooh, baby!
Ooh,
baby.
Jamaican me crazy.
Making me... Do you know what?
Kofi Kingston.
Matthew, there's one song, right? There's one song that Sam and Ross both like, independent of each other. Like, Sam likes Viva La Radio now because of Ross. But Sam and Ross like one song. I was half asleep in the back of a car on the way back from a wrestling show once. Sam and Ross were in the row ahead of me in the minivan or whatever. This song came on, and they both... I just was half asleep, and I just heard them both go, oh, this is a great song. And I was like, wow, Sam and Ross like the same song.
3 Lions.
No, it was Drinking in LA by Bram Bam.
Oh.
Yeah.
What the hell am I doing drinking in LA at
And-
26, is it? Is that the lyric? It's always the lyric I misheard.
At 26, yeah.
Yeah.
I just remember Ross and Sam, like a pair of dads, just going, oh, it's great. Great song. This.
That happens a lot
in the
at
90s,
work.
that's why.
Right.
Back when I was full of hope and joy.
And now, today, you are also...
Talk about wrestling.
Yeah, talk about wrestling, yes. Happens a lot at work, so I have Smooth FM on half the time, and it's like, okay, this song again, but then, like, heard it on the grapevine will kick in, and be like, oh, there we go.
The great. We're going back a bit.
Ooh. But
Great
some of those
song.
songs you can play at any time, and it's any decade. I bet you're wondering how I knew.
Oh, make it Alex
Your
Marvez's
plan
theme in
was to
AEW, for
make
goodness
me
sake.
blue. Oh, fantastic. Yes. You have the best theme of any wrestler in the last 10 years.
What would be the actual best match on the card that's been announced so far? I'd agree with Jack, yeah. Bailey and Bianca to get back on track.
Yeah. I'm still looking forward to the Hell in a Cell match, though. It's a stretch because there is the hope that Kofi will come in, make a decision. Drew's like, Kofi, throw me the weapon. Throw me the bagpipes. Throw me the Sunday post that's rolled up. Slip it through the holes in Hell in a Cell. And Kofi will go, oh, I'll do that for Bobby. And then Bobby will hit him, and then that'll set up Drew Kofi or something.
That'd be interesting, definitely.
Be more interesting having Drew as champ again.
Yes. Which is a shame, because I like Drew. He's just been written poorly. I feel like I say that about every wrestler. Yeah.
Because it's true.
Yeah, true.
It's true for Drew.
True McIntyre.
True McIntyre.
I am Drew McIntyre.
Yes, another Scottish things that I'm sure will not be the worst things you'll hear today from this corner of the globe, given the Euros are in action. Sorry, Scottish people out there who I might see soon. I know, I've got ideas of going up to Scotland just to say hello, because there's nothing happening in Newcastle right now. So I'm saying I'm like the Swedish. I'm neutral right now.
The Scots don't want our patronisation. I've seen so many English lads on Twitter going, I quite want Scotland to beat us. I'm like, Scots would say,
I'm not like that.
Scots would say, can you
I
get
feel
to...
bad, me, because I got involved in some football japery last night with Wade Barrett and Drew McIntyre. Like, Wade Barrett was like, oh, it'll be 5-0. Oh, take that at Drew McIntyre. And I was like, no, it'll be 5-1 there, Wade, because Kyle Walker will give him a goal for the crack. But as soon as I said that, I was like, I don't mean that, because I think Scotland have got quite a good midfield, Jack. I think it'll be closer. I think it'll be an awkward game if they start Billy Gilmore and John McGinn.
I certainly respect Wales' opponents, and I think it all centres around whether we can contain Andy Robertson, because
They have Kieran Tierney back as well.
that left-hand side is going to be crucial. Do you think we should play a 3-4-3 to double up on the winger?
I think we should play 4-4, split in two.
Absolutely.
End the podcast, Maffew. It is time.
The podcast is over. There we go. That's how we should do it. Just press a big red button and it ends. No, we won't do it that way. That'll be silly. We'll remind you once again that you can vote for the Hall of Fame by going to patreon.com/Cultaholic and send your lovely thoughts and stalker messages to mailbag@cultaholic.com. But for now, we've taken up enough of your lovely time. Ross will be doing the twitching
I
soon.
don't know. Yeah, I think it's on Wednesdays now, maybe.
Wednesdays.
I'm just not available to do it anymore at the weekend, so... Well, I'll do it if people want me to, because I don't know if people want me to anymore, I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Send
Of course
me,
people
if I get at least 10 tweets, I'll do it again on Wednesday.
There we go.
But
Let's make sure you add them.
I've got a straight to hell to plug with the Colt Cabana of the AEW,
Ooh.
which is going on the channel at the weekend, I've been told, which is normally a Sunday. He talks about the time he had a dart match with Gene Snitsky and then pitched to Snitsky to take his boot off and play with his feet. We talk about his time as a druid. He books World of Sport once again, but has it as a crappy British tribute show where Grado plays Big Daddy, etc. It's a fantastic episode of Straight to Hell with Colt Boom Boom Cabana.
Wonderful. Cultaholic merging at last.
I said
Jack,
that, shouldn't I?
when are you streaming?
Wednesdays as well, which has made me a bit concerned here.
Oh.
I think I'm taking the early slot with Tom.
I
Yeah.
thought there was a Conan O'Brien, Jay Leno situation going on.
that's
I was quite
exactly
scared.
it.
To be fair, I might have just smashed Tom's hopes and dreams because Adam was going to speak about it, but then the other day Adam hadn't spoken to Tom about it. So hopefully this isn't the way Tom finds out. But
This is very Jay Leno Conan O'Brien.
yeah, this is what I've been told.
Oh no! Wow, more on this drama. Hey, tune in Wednesday. Something will happen.
Who's Letterman? Anyway,
Me on Saturdays.
now usually me and Owen, who's alive, I believe, after being viciously assaulted by Adam Pacini.
That
we
was
will be-
disgusting.
That was disgusting. Yeah. Did you see his peas picture on Twitter?
No.
Just to let everyone know he's all right. Just a selfie of him with a bag of peas on his head. He's been
see it,
smashed with a
Maffew?
sledgehammer.
He's been smashed in the head with a sledgehammer, blood everywhere.
Bag of peas will do it. And he have a word with that boy about his side.
Look,
I mean, he'd obviously beat away an A beforehand, surely.
Yeah.
Just the peas would to heal the stitches.
Owen likes his selfie. Have you noticed this? He quite loves a cheeky selfie, does Owen?
He's a very handsome man, isn't he?
Oh, I'm not suggesting he's not. He's very. His jawline could cut diamonds.
He has got a beautiful jaw.
Meaty jaw, the opposite of it. A sharp, razor sharp jawline. Yeah.
I'm excited for him because he was speaking on Sunday about getting his side parting back, not his centre parting, which has happened naturally during lockdown. But
Is he
I'm very
going back
excited.
to the old one?
He's getting back to his old side parting.
Oh, good. That means I can steal his haircut when I go for get his chopped off.
You're just going to continue to. You're just going to continue to.
Just pretend to
change
be Owen.
yours to be-
Yeah, just to turn into Owen week after week. It'd be like single white female, me and Owen. But yes, for Twitch, I will be streaming more Sonic crap. And Sonic's good, it's just my gameplay is crap. It's not what I remembered as a kid. Bloody hell. That'll be on Saturdays, 6 p.m. And I'm glad that no one noticed that I said, just to clarify, I'll be neutral like Sweden.
Switzerland.
Swiss. Swiss is the one. No one noticed, so I thought I'd clarify that so people can at me and tell me like I am a stupid person. But it won't matter because it's the end of the podcast. So I can't hear you atting me. I can't hear Tom's Burners accounts because I'm too busy putting my fist up to the webcam.
I should clarify. Tom said he had
Stopping
a burner
the
account
fist.
to send negative comments his way to keep him humble.
What
Yeah, I
was
wasn't
that
sure where we were
true?
going with that, so I thought I'd be quiet.
That's even weirder.
Just want to
Wait,
clarify before
is
the
that
podcast
true?
ended.
Well, he doesn't.
No,
need
I
to do
Tom
that.
doesn't lie.
Oh, it was a joke. All right. Okay. Cool.
I believe he's got burner accounts though.
God's sake.
So to you and all of 101 Tom Burner accounts, we put our fists up to the camera and say 1, 2, 3, join us.
Join us.
Waggle, waggle, waggle. Look at the size of that dog. Oh my god.